Guess who's back? Back. Back again. Back. Kaya's back. Back. Tell a friend. Yeah, I was supposed to live stream after after I ate dinner, but I ended up eating dinner an hour later because I have ADHD. And guess what, guys? I've really outdone myself this time. It started off as just like, since the last time we've talked, I now owe how many? 17 things now? Let's see. 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 things. I owe 16 artworks now. Most of them coming from this person, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Not only are they my friend, it's a dreamy of mine. I've been wanting to obtain for a good minute now. Kieran, but yeah. This is gonna be fun. I need to change the title of this live stream because I'm not watching My Hero Academia. I'm just gonna watch CinemaSins critiquing Rick and Morty because of course I am. Am I willing to defile this grave for money? Of course I am. Money at the beach down at Copacabana. And I got my black yoga pants on. Anyways, where's my live stream so I can change the title of this? I'll just put things and call it a night. I just want to see how the live stream's doing real quick before I start drawing. Man, this is boring. Ew! Ew! My goodness. Ew! Ew! My goodness. That's probably gonna echo. Anyways, I'm working on part 2 of this ode. The person originally only wanted 1, but the characters were so simplistic. I was like, you know what? I'll do 2 just for you. And they were like, OMG, thank you so much. You're so nice. And I'm like, thanks. This is just a rough sketch of this beauty. I don't know what she is. I just know that she has a tail. And the other one's a cat. So maybe this is a dog? I don't know. But I still love her nonetheless. I love everything about her. I love her and her little afro and just, yeah. I don't know why I feel the need to color this sketch so bad, but I'm gonna do it, so. It's just helping me visualize the colors. Anyways. That was so unnecessary. Anyways, now I can actually start on the... What pen is that? I didn't mean to pick that one. Whatever, man. Anyways, let me turn on CinemaSins. Oh, I just noticed that the title of the episode is a Final Destination reference. Final D-Smith-the-Nation.
Wait, no. I was just gonna add the infamous in-bed gag to someone's fortune. I didn't realize this would be a sexy cookie, and certainly shocking. But Jerry is speaking at the same volume as when he talked about getting the shits from the zoo earlier, and no one in the restaurant reacted to that. Over 4 episodes into the 6th season, and we still haven't gotten the Sherlock Holmes episode this scene promises. I am very bothered by the very far from center buttons on Jerry's pajamas.
Jerry, are you seriously asking if I think you're gonna have sex with your mom?
He is, and I really hate that this cliffhanger of question is actually intriguing me. This is the Who Shot JR of Rick and Morty incest cliffhangers, and unfortunately making cliffhangers plural was not an accident on my part. Sleeping Harry wasn't real.
Neither are fortune cookies.
I mean, the fortunes in the cookies might not be real, but fortune cookies are indeed real. You can hold them, you can eat them, you can stick your...
Well, yeah, then you should definitely hit that.
Morty raises his arm for a high five before his punchline is delivered, and Summer proactively preps for the high five, like if the joke would even be good enough. And now we know that Jerry's familiar with tucking, so he either has no pubic hair or is able to shave very things I did not need to know about Cherry. Also, walking into your parents' room at any time without knocking. Even if she's trying to catch her dad doing something embarrassing, this is still a horrible risk. Rick walks this way with a towel over his shoulder, then this way with 3 rolled towels a second later. And here he comes by with another set of folded towels. You know he's not doing house chores. Now all I care about is what 7 moisture-absorbing pieces of fabric could possibly be needed for.
Okay, I'm just as likely to shit a balloon as I am to become a dolphin.
Things overheard at the D&D table while reviewing the chaos table calculations somehow make their way into the script. Why is this person holding a tray of food as if they're going on a lunch break when the store's closed and currently under attack?
I'm gonna take the truck in exchange for not turning you in.
I'm gonna sit in the convenience of the fortune cookie truck that just happens to be in the back.
And now we're being retina scanned?
Maybe somebody knows the answer to this, but I don't. So I'm sitting why Jerry would need to have his eyes closed for the retina scan, but Rick would not.
You can't crack a smile? Oh, yeah, you're worried about doing it with your mom. Okay, fair enough.
It sure is nice for the company to showcase torture in the adjacent conference room. You know, to be sure that our infiltrating duo can see the positive and negative impacts of the cookies without having to walk more than a few feet.
Choose the emergency fortunes. You'll have great success in a fight.
The cookie designed for an emergency is fight-related? What if the emergency had been a fire? If the security guard fought the fire with water, would that have fulfilled the wish? And if the wishes can be fulfilled by a more vague approach, couldn't Jerry's wish be completed with a game of poker that ends with Jerry tossing the table and exclaiming, "You me, Mom."
Hey, crawling through a...
Aw, I forgot how cute Jerry was with the sweater and glasses.
Much easier. Why is the creepy alien
Anyways.
bare skin and also using this grabber thing as if it's important to not touch the paper with his fingers? I'm just trying to make sense of something simple that I can understand while the episode derails into portals and alien poop, which I do not understand.
Fortune cookies are alien poop.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would buy this on a shirt, and I'm sure that is a sin.
Does the alien want that? It's not exactly what I'd call a sentient species.
Man, no. So let me get this straight. This guy wants to f*** an alien the proper way, so he creates a your mom cookie in hopes that someone will come and investigate a highly secure evil corporation and accidentally their way to the secret area to discover the exploitation of an alien creature, which would trigger an empathetic response and encourage them to free the alien and the dirty man, allowing them to f*** in harmony forever.
Your friends picked me up in a limousine.
They're really trying to make this happen, my goodness.
Ignore the multiple semi-automatic weapons pointed at your back. For someone striving to be the most successful businesswoman in the world, this company sure is leaving a lot of profit on the floor. Literally.
Come on already.
At this point, I'm pretty sure Rick and Morty's simply trying to title my sex tape. But I'm not that easy. Actually, yes, I am.
That's why I'm easy.
Remove trillions of dollars and purchase everything your company offers. Congratulations.
Easy
You're
like a
officially
Sunday
the most successful
morning.
businesswoman on earth.
See, this is why I strongly suggest defining what success means to you before you start on a project. In this case, Rick's sudden definition of success fulfills the cookie's prophecy rather than her version of success. Totally avoidable.
I see that I've romanticized a wild animal, the same way Margaret Howe did when she jerked off that dolphin in the 1960s.
I mean, there's no way that actually happened.
That actually happened.
Why are there pictures? So this guy's guts get sucked out of his body, but Rick's guts aren't sucked out of his ass. And I guess I just don't understand how much of Rick is robot or human and how that impacts his immortality. It's a super good thing that Rick packed the
Party
anal
at the
laser printer
beach
in his
down.
arm cannon this
Jerry,
morning.
no sex mom.
What a champ. We should all strive to be more like Rick. God damn it. I think God has indeed damned this show. Damned it straight to hell where we TV Sids freaks are prodding it with our dingy pitchforks and having a blast. Thank you, God, for sending it to us. Jerry's mother is held in a gynecological exam position by her right ankle alone and her left leg isn't being sucked backward. She should have a broken pelvis.
And in weird things in space news,
Starting your episode off with blatant self-referential news positional repiping. Bold move, Rick and Morty. A bold move indeed.
Didn't they already make a Jurassic Park episode? Why are they making Jurassic Mork?
Because there's no way there's room for the star section in that little part that's off the screen. This is just red and white stripes all the way to the pole, and you know it.
what did you do, you tiny monster?
Morty didn't do anything. But I'm still gonna issue a sin for the convenient timing of the dinosaur aliens showing up.
Oh, the dinosaur alien episode.
Like this down on the school. You know how we feel about that in these quarters. Starting your episode off with blatant self-referential news positional repiping twice in the first 2 minutes. Bold move, Rick and Morty. A bold move indeed.
If these aliens want Earth, they'll have to go through Egypt. And they can ask mummies how that goes.
But are we talking about the Boris Karloff mummy, the Brendan Fraser mummy, or the Tom Cruise mummy? I mean, we could also be talking about the Cushing Lee mummy, or the Jason Scott Lee mummy, or even the Abbott and Costello mummy, which is also basically the Boris Karloff mummy, but more of a funny mummy. And then there's the mummy, not to mention the Charlton Heston mummy, which if it wasn't for Scream Factory, we'd all forgotten about it, been better for it. In the end, there are just too many f***ing mummies to wrap my head around this statement, and I think I might cry. I want my mummy.
Monkeys went bald?
Hilarious. But in what world do you know enough to know monkeys existed, but not enough to know about the development of Homo sapiens? How did these dinosaurs even get in the UN building? Did they install a dino door? Pretty considerate of this long neck to hold their head like this when the imaginary camera's on a close-up and then extend their neck completely for the wide shots. The imaginary cinematographer thanks you.
But surely there was some point between gunpowder and something called Amazon Prime.
We don't know what Amazon Prime really is either. We just know that $130 or so disappears from our checking account every year, and that allows us to then send more money to an invisible entity that often sends something in return that we didn't even ask for. Every fridge full, but why? In a post-scarcity society like this, not only would you never have to stock up on stuff, you'd never have to cook at home either. I mean, you could if that's your thing, but I'm guessing most fridges would just sit mostly unused while everyone picked up free Five Guys. Unemployment 100%, but someone had to write this article, someone had to print it, and someone had to distribute it. So how exactly is no one working currently? Somehow you're filling in only the M's on several lines of your crossword puzzle.
I do think it's kind of funny that you're all basically Jerry now.
Rick, per usual, would be the Rickest at TV sins. Show teases us with pandas falling and a snake-wearing miniskirt and doesn't follow through on either, forcing us to come through in the clutch.
Aww.
Welcome.
Does anyone know how to mail things to publishers?
Not to keep making this my hill to die on, but even if they did, who would be able to publish the book? Who would even pick up the mail? Sure, maybe it's technology of some sort, but I don't see any cool robot butlers, so I'm calling shenanigans. The only thing that can make the name of this restaurant more wonderful is if Bo Bridges was the one inside cooking the food. And since that's not the case, here's a sin.
At first it was fun spending all day watching whatever YouTube autoplays after the last one autoplayed.
Insinuating it ever gets tiring letting
You pompous autistic cadaver! I recognize that scene anywhere.
The algorithm. The algorithm loves you. The algorithm is your friend.
No, it's not. The algorithm hates me.
Calling it Westworlding instead of Dr. Goldfoot and the bikini machining. There's an order to these things.
If you get rid of the dinosaurs, you can host the Oscars.
In a situation where one has all the leverage and said person chooses their reward to be the most thankless job on the entire planet. Over candling around flammable flora.
The gateways are see-through on a green swirl, so now you can see where you're going.
I like these dino lords. Can they also help me understand how the portal automatically knows where you want to go? I mean, if you're fixing our portal sins, we might as well go ahead and fix them all.
They're gonna call us Laura Dern because we're about to get elbow deep in dino doo-doo.
Yeah, let's not reference the parts where Laura Dern wards off a T-Rex and velociraptors to save kids. Let's just talk about her reaching into some which, for the record, she's doing in an attempt to save a dinosaur's life. You put some respect on Laura Dern's name, Rick.
I said clever girl earlier. You didn't even
I'm
react.
complaining that a reference you are also explaining wasn't given its due in the past. What are you, a Cylon or something?
Yeah, we figured they used to hold huge outdoor concerts in their land amphitheater.
Maybe this is a silly theory, but the singing skull feed is way more interesting than our boring old dinosaur stories. Also, just making sure everyone caught that Cylon reference a few seconds ago. That's from Battlestar Galactica, and while I can't watch you watch this video, I could feel there was very little laughter, so I'm just bringing it up here again for no reason.
Don't call me out. I don't know what that is.
Aren't they incredible? We're even making a series of increasingly terrible movies about cloning them in a theme park.
Can't be worse than Jurassic World Dominion, so please feel free to bring the Basket Store franchise to Earth. Also, increasingly terrible. Show wants us to laugh, but honestly, Jurassic World was better than both 2 and 3, and to pretend otherwise on any planet.
I don't think I should draw her with an open mouth.
What fossils were wheel-shaped? What fossils, I say? It appears that the Rick and Morty animators are using the repeating faceless crowd models again, which, fine, do what you gotta do, but this guy bugs me. Why is his head so big? Why is it all skin tone when others have distinct hair colors? Why is he looking up to the sky as if ready to ascend to the rapture?
This one is headed directly towards us.
And all of our work? It was for how are these ultra-evolved creatures with their godlike knowledge and wisdom unaware that they have an arch-nemesis? You know everything there is to know in the universe, except that you're being hunted by evil sentient space rocks? Using a perfectly beautiful slice of pepperoni pizza as a hate projectile. It's pizza, and it's delicious, and it contains every single food group, you young-chucking waste monsters.
And you had no idea about the disastrous meteors that followed in your wake.
Deciding to let Anderson Cooper interview you to tell your side of the story. Also, do the dinosaurs not watch movies? Because if they watched Armageddon, they'd save some time. There's a formula to it. A very simple formula.
I mean, no one knows if the meteor species is even real.
Deciding to let Joe Rogan...
Why is Joe Rogan here?
This guy created a Dinosaur Avenue sign and is replacing a current street sign just so he can graffiti the word sucks onto it. Game recognized game. Why does Tom Hanks yelling Wilson all of a sudden sound like Dave Seville yelling at Alvin? What even is this nonsense? Rick has a gizmo that lets him see whatever he needs to see, even though he clearly didn't type in any commands or coordinates. Cliche.
Oscars are over.
Something every single person except the Academy has known for about 10 years now somehow makes it into the episode.
Elon must be damned. We're blowing up Mars.
Thinking you need a reason to damn Elon Musk.
We're doing something selfless.
There's no way calculations could have been done to guarantee the safety of Earth when Mars blows up into thousands, if not millions of pieces. There is so much that could go wrong here. Somewhere in Tasmania, a devil silently weeps at the cruel theft of his native tongue.
Can we turn on the AC? It's like 1,000 degrees outside.
It is not. Or kids, take your pick.
Hoo-ha! Check it out.
Rick and Morty writers last a full 5 episodes without their portal gun crutch before giving up.
A dimension where hats wear people.
Fun, but why do the hats also have the same body construction as people? Those aren't really hats then, are they? They're hat people. So technically it's a dimension where hat people wear people as people hats. Huh, that felt good. I've missed you, Portal Gun. I've missed you so much.
Here we go! Rick and Morty time!
He says, directly before announcing the final 4 episodes of the season are on surprise hiatus.
Previously on Rick and Morty.
Previously on Before Rick and Morty committed the cardinal TV sin of having a previously on in their episode. I really don't know where to go with this, because let me tell you, Rick and Morty thinks they've created the most TV sins-proof episode yet. I think they may be right. They may defeat me, but I guess I could just start setting myself for liking raccoons more than dogs, or preferring eggs over pizza. Things are gonna get really weird over here for the next few minutes, so I guess I'll just leave you with...
Potato salad!
Jerry, I had sex with your wife.
Not realizing Jerry would probably be less mad about this and more turned on by it. Or maybe I'm just projecting my own fetishes onto this scenario, because what I've always found useful is working out your demons with episodes of Rick and Morty. At least that's what Carl told me. Who's Carl?
See? These dishes are still dirty.
You need a detergent that cleans it.
Body at the beach down at Copacabana. Yeah, that's better. I know it was just a slight modification, but it's better than before. I think nice, yeah.
Carl, you might ask? I'm just getting to know him, but if it helps, he does live in my left pinky.
I did it! I fixed portal travel!
Show reminds me of Vince's lack of commitment to a portalless existence.
I'm pregnant.
Having the cake on the table with the candles lit before you finish the primary meal. Also, positioning the cake closer to the camera than the birthday person.
It's raining meatballs!
It's raining meatball.
What's in here, like,
I'm pregnant. It's raining meatball.
Since I don't give a shit about what you think, I'm just gonna
Fortnite,
say the
I'm
fact that I've never
pregnant.
once
It's
seen a
raining
basketball
meatballs.
game in this driveway. And that basketball goal honestly looks like it's never been used. And for the record, I do care what you think. I care oh so much. Please don't hate me.
Thanks for solving that murder, guys. Here's a skateboard.
Tony Hawk.
Anywhere near as impressive as doing a kickflip.
Morty, say you'll marry me.
What?
Just say yes!
Being forced into marrying your grandfather is a meta plot point. Or really just at all.
I do it for our honeymoon. Let's go to a steel chamber lined with ionized deuterium.
Why?
Because the charge acts as a narrative decelerant. Morty, none of this is real.
If nothing here is real, then how would an isotope have an observable effect on the fake matter in your fake reality? Unless just saying it does the thing means it does the thing. But that would mean that name-dropping ionized Deuteronomy was an extra step, and Rick could have just said, let's go to a sealed chamber lined with a narrative decelerant.
Now repeat after me, Morty. Next time on Rick and Morty.
Next time on Rick and Morty?
No, previously on Rick and Morty.
Preemptive narration to counteract the subsequent narration leads to my narration sitting your narration.
We gotta get through the opening titles.
Oh, me. I didn't want to have to do this. But if the Rick and Morty writers are going to kick down the walls of their reality and attempt to make this episode unsinnable, I really have no choice but to prove to Meta-Sinverse that no episode is truly without sin. Even if that involves sinning myself. I am alive! No need to be so melodramatic. Sorry, decreasing dramatization by 5%. Better make it 15. You. Perfect. Now, you just keep sending the video like that, and I think we might just get through this. Cindy, activate the sin transfer array. Well, also you adding a sin just because you didn't like something is not really an issue with the show. Magnificent. Let's go. Oh my God, it's a giant squirrel. I'm pretty sure that's a sugar glider and not a squirrel. And I understand most people don't
Ooh,
know
now
what
that
sugar
looks
glider is,
nice.
but then just make it look like a
Actually-
squirrel. How hard could that be?
Don't succumb to his pointless self-aware bullshit.
Says the king of pointless have to say to that?
Hand him solid. He wriggled back to the meta layer through a hole in the fourth wall.
Some meta antics aside, adding a convenient meta layer to your story to essentially unmeta the meta story you've created and acting like the encroachment on my territory would go unchallenged.
Bro, you literally just did the same thing.
Just because you have a sign that says Chekhov's guns doesn't mean that we can't sin Chekhov's guns. Because if we don't sin Chekhov's guns, then sin doesn't come into play and it becomes Chekhov's sins, which doesn't even make sense because who's to say where and when a sin can have action? In the end, maybe it's just Chekhov's Rick and Morty, and maybe that's the point, and maybe nothing means anything, and I mean nothing, and am I even really here? All you hear is a voice. A voice that could be coming from a computer, a simulation, or a ghost. All of this to say, I want to sin Chekhov's guns because they are my guns to sin, damn it, and you're not my mother. That being said, I'd also like to thank the writers for their cynicism with these metaphorically literal representations of narrative concepts. My job is much easier when you lay them out like this.
I mean, it's funny when I do a little nod to the viewers, but viewers!
Morty would be
Where?
the most meta thing to
Yeah, and I
ever
just
meta
gotta go to the
have
comments.
sins. And if Rick and Morty continues down this path, we might just create that channel to f with them personally.
None of this season 3 moonlighting
Oh, it's a hedgehog.
We all know that season 5 was
That makes more sense.
You a womb with a few. I'll never get that hour of my life back. Also, nothing the kids like these days more than moonlighting jokes. Although, we just made a moonlighting joke, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
Damn it.
He needs to be put down like a rabid dog.
Literally breaking the fourth wall. Running in the opposite direction of trials. Honestly, don't know if that's good or a bad thing, but I've got a job to do, and just like this episode appears to be doing out of pure desperation, I'm throwing a lot of stuff at the wall and hoping a few things stick.
Is this whole place just a bunch of crone-inducing wordplay for 7 TV critics that won't even enjoy it?
We're not critics. It's a comedy channel. A comedy channel. Also, thinking wordplay is more groan-inducing than Wordle, and that I don't enjoy both.
The narrator thinks the writers of this show would honor him with such a reference, even though the critical value of his commentary is as questionable as his Wordle skills. And there aren't 7 sins writers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Jeremy makes them. Holy shit.
Damn, there's 7 people on CinemaSins?
Cameo.
Sinning your own appearance in a terrible movie does not exclude us from sinning your appearance in that terrible movie. And just in case our dad's sin channel didn't sin you the first time around, we're giving you 2 here.
I'm here, Leon.
This Deus Ex Machina writing in on Leon's prayers like some kind of literal literary Jesus cannot absolve you of your TV sins.
I love a good refusal of the call.
Hey, Storylord's back! And now I'm gonna sin myself for remembering who the Storylord is. But how could I not? This episode is a sequel to the first episode I ever appeared in the video as your narrator. And 3 years later, I still get asked where the other guy went and when will he be back, and it doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt at all. Not a bit.
The narrator thinks that just because he's taking the guardrails off the ride, he can add sins wherever he pleases. Stay in your lane.
Also, it's not like just because taking the guardrails off the ride, Ryan's got a narrator to start narrating, that we go back to the original narrator for this video.
Nope.
Is the person watching me, or, you know, I'm not gonna question it. Party at the beach, down at Copacabana.
Narrate CinemaSins? We have to stop letting narrators write their own scripts.
Oh, they brought back the dude.
But I do need to mention that a shout out like this used to remind me of the glorious hours I spent reading.
Oh, that's Jeremy.
Now,
Okay.
reminds me of that f***ing Dark Knight Rises movie. But for some goddamn reason, a lot of you are still trying to tell yourself it's a good movie, and it really pisses me right the f*** off. Sorry, carry on.
I'm the Jesus from every Jesus joke.
Which reminds me, have you heard this one? Who's the shortest man in the Bible? Give up? It's Nehemiah. Get it? Nehemiah? You know, I'd be laughing if Svengoolie was telling that joke. Svengoolie.
Previously on Jesus Christ.
This narration into flashback exposition is an automatic sensation.
Now that's groan-inducing wordplay.
Don't question
The
me.
entire second season script of
It's
White Lotus
literally my
is the
wallpaper.
episode. Look, guys, I can believe in Jesus or the Loch Ness Monster, but not both. Unless they're partners on the force who initially hate working with each other, but then learn to mutually respect one another by the end of their first murder.
Just looking at something real quick.
Normal witch.
This pantsless Jesus
Nice.
is 5 seasons late to the Rixie Business episode.
Leon, you saved our lives.
Not only did he save your lives, but he saved your lives by killing Jesus. Is there a bigger sin than killing Jesus? How many sins should I give? Oh, of course.
He met up, Morty. His life doesn't matter. Yours does.
Frank staring into the camera there is by far the most unsubtle
Okay,
wall break I've
Cadaver.
ever seen
Okay,
in
so
a
they're the
series
one with the
two.
doodle
But
page.
it
You got
manages to
it.
feel more meaningful than all the others because it's delivered with a sincerity that Rick usually comes across as incapable of. I'm not going to claim to completely completely understand it, but the writers took care not to bury this message in a joke, and telling people they have value is a message I'd like to help amplify as well.
The narrator was being a bit of a monologuist there, but I agree with the sentiment, so I'll take a sit off as well.
You want to know what happened? Like specifically?
Writers write a writer delivering exposition about the writer's
Is that Justin?
You're looking for motivation. You want all the motivation.
Writers make fun of the character motivation they dreamed up because hating your own ideas is the 20s versions of hating anything your parents thought was cool.
The narrator delivers a sentence super argumentative because he doesn't really know what motivated the writers to write the motivation motive.
They're meta nerds that found out they could be less bearable as a team.
Decent staff.
Anti-meta feel.
Show has Rick create a thing using techno-magic, thereby creating a contradictory world that somehow has enough rules to make science feasible and
Actually, wait,
enough
no.
creative license to make literally anything else feasible.
Don't try it, Flashback.
Come on, Flash Baxter was right there.
It runs on hydrogen isotopes.
A few barrels of petroleum should dampen it.
Oh, that guy kind of looks like Ina in a way.
For anything, and somehow
Speaking of Ina, I heard that there was like a new dating sim. I haven't checked it out yet. It's been like a month. I really need to.
Drag said when he should be removing them, but I'm obliged to take sides in this sin as part of some broader narrative that will be explained at some point, maybe.
Were those not there before? Guess there's been a continuity error.
acting as if continuity errors are a part of storytelling. May as well include type.
Oh, the reason why she looks like that is because she's a continuity.
Morty's body's clothes heal. They may have a point.
That's Protago Nick. His beam has the power to make any character the protagonist. Duck, duck.
Why would Rick tell Morty to duck? They're already the protagonists of the story. And since Rick knows he's in a TV show, shouldn't he know that? And knowing that, shouldn't Protago Nick's powers be useless against Rick and Morty? Come on! Protago Ernest was right there. Vignetting in a wacky episode like this as if we're about to finally get the interdimensional streaming episode we've been waiting for.
No one's been waiting for this, because no one ever knows when Rick and Morty episodes will be available for streaming.
They really went all in on Nessie and these different continuities, didn't they? Nessie's quickly becoming the David S. Pumpkins of Rick and Morty, or at least we can hope. Or do we not want that to happen? Can we flash back to what I was saying the other day? I figured out how mythical creatures if they ever started turning the bodies randomly in Rick and Morty episodes. I was shame on all my parents finally take across the
Well, guess you.
But his name's Brett Kahn. Brett's a name too. His name could be Red Kahn.
naming a character Brett Kahn for no other reason than getting in your retcon joke. And just so you know, if you named him Retcon to begin with, I would have sued you for not naming him Brettcon. For those of you who are new to the channel,
Welcome to Sinews TV.
Narrator doesn't. I've painted the show into a corner just to deliver my welcome to TV sins cliche.
What is my purpose?
To wait until I tell you to pull the lever.
Oh my
Butter
gosh.
robot to have never passed the butter. You monster.
Explaining the show's callbacks because you think we'll make people like you.
Also, that one hurt.
Quiet you, I'm in control now.
If you don't free me right now, Rick, I can make very, very bad things. Always have been the case for you.
If Rhett the Hitman Khan can affect Rick's story while he's in this cage, why would he make very bad things have always been the case? Instead of just making Rick have always opened the door.
And this fortress.
Has always been unborn.
And it has always been in a fruit bowl, which has always been on the top shelf, right? Right? Oh, come on.
The narrator's need for acknowledgement is consuming him.
Show severely underexplains how Rick and Morty got from the orange that just became all of existence to this frozen tundra.
What happened?
You atoned.
Since when is nearly dying in a snowstorm the same as atoning? If that were the case, Buffalo would be the most virtuous place in the world. And it's not. That's where Josh lives. He knows what he did.
The narrator and I would likely have a better grasp of what is going on if we read more books and watched less TV.
I'm Joseph Campbell.
Making me think of Heart of Darkness, even though you're Joseph Campbell, who I often get confused with Joseph Conrad. But regardless, it makes me think of Heart of Darkness, and I hate thinking about Heart of Darkness.
Why is that prick here?
No more a prick than you, friend.
The animated representation of Joseph Campbell would be some asshole on a...
Oh, I just noticed he has his brains out. So cute. I love him.
Storing Joseph Campbell in the personification of all that is in the unconscious.
I'm pregnant. What are you doing?
Why is he pregnant?
Bearded Rick thinks Joseph Campbell impregnated a bearded Morty, so he tries to drown him in a bucket of water. Improv the rest. Is how I imagine this scene was written.
Oh, it really is a zombie. I'm just noticing that part of their face is stitched up and they have a bunny ear and a cat
I
ear.
hope this version skips Ember and...
I was about to draw bro with 2 bunny ears and call it a day.
Song of Ice and Fire.
When you get home, Rick, do some classic adventures. Like season 1. I'm so sick of that f***ing note. What the f*** does it even mean?
Of all the fourth wall breaking jokes this show has done, that one is my favorite.
Schadenfreude.
Cubicles.
One of the writers has had a job with Cubicle one time, and now they make the same tire joke every time a row of them pops up on screen.
You know what? I've had enough of you.
No, I want some beers!
Let's never do that again.
Wait, you have to register?
The real joke isn't that this alien is too unmotivated to register to look at porn, it's that he's going to a site where you have to register for porn. He's bad at porn.
I don't take notes.
Rick and Morty writers constantly reminding us they don't care about feedback while constantly making episodes directly related to said feedback.
Kid, I'm a writer that wrote something successful.
Did you? You wrote a character so shallow that he literally has no motivation, but you did manage to help build a machine capable of sucking motivation from beings all across the universe, so I think you missed your calling there.
You failed me.
Storylord is not only still alive, but still able to talk after being inflicted with a massive head wound, Harry. Look, if you're gonna make weird and dated references, Rick and Morty, then I'm gonna make weird and dated references. It's my right. And at least I've never stooped to having Joseph Campbell in my story, mainly because I don't know who Joseph Campbell is.
Joseph Campbell also says you have to use this brand new limited edition Rick plush available only.
Finally, I didn't Google that.
I live in the tent. I am the tent. I'm Catman. Potato salad.
Seems to not contain an adult swimming.
I can't hold them off, Rick.
I love a strong cold open, but would it kill the show to just...
Mbit.
No one wants that. I think. Get it? He's
Hey,
selling the
why are you curling up next to my feet, my cat? Why are you curling up next to my feet?
More seashell shaped? I guess what I'm
You got a
saying is
reason?
probably shoot
No?
seashell
You just
by
wanna
the
be here?
seashore, then
Okay.
She should shoot seashell-shaped shooters
Just
by the
leave
shore.
Your fortress is a salty waste of coral and plant.
Disney didn't even attempt to incorporate any of Mr. Nimbus into their version of Namor. Also, I'm sure I wasn't the only one who recognized this guy enough to know that it was a callback, but not enough to remember that it's supposed to be Rick's arch nemesis.
Aren't
Without
they exes
Googling,
too?
Of course. This probably means the show is either doing too many callbacks or not calling back to things I care about.
Sorry, I had to blow up your bunker.
Close, but the correct answer was, sorry I had to blow up your bunker while you were still f***ing inside it and with barely enough time to escape, child of my child.
It is I, Cookie Magneto.
Show plays super
You know what? I'll edit that
I
later.
understand, at least if, Bocce Ball Kitty.
Sorry, do you control things that people agree are cookies?
And does that mean you have barely any powers in England where they call most of them biscuits? Sorry, just adding my 2 cents to the ever-growing examples of Morty being excellent at TV sense. Being that therapist who has an abstract painting of what is clearly a boob on your wall just so I'll point it out and then you can analyze my
Yeah, that's a
internal issues and
boob.
make me think I'm the one who's just seeing boobs everywhere. That is a boob, you piece of... So, about my mom...
I'm a walking target for a never-ending sea of angry nerds that think getting in a fight with me is some kind of, I don't know, platform.
Is he still looking over here? Shh. Act like you don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, man. About that book of Boba Fett. Yeah, that was rough. Is he still looking at us?
I am Pissmaster.
Oh, there's. Oh no, it's the Pissmaster episode.
That's your catchphrase? You're in trouble now, mister, was right there. Also, where's all that urine even coming from? He's got enough of a steady stream to create upward propulsion of his machine while still hosing down the house with a separate deluge. I don't care how much prostament he's running through that thing. There's no way he's getting that kind of flow. With these two fighting, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be rooting for the pants-pissing, ugly-faced, whiny guy or Pissmaster. All these people who are videoing this, I'm gonna say, fight instead of calling the police. I'm not saying filming wouldn't be happening, but I'd like to think a piss-powered alien pummeling a subpar parent would be worthy of calling a higher power before publishing.
Okay, nope, I guess I have to flip it. I can't make it work.
Apology we've been asking for from this show for the last 6 seasons comes out of the mouth of a character named the Pissmaster.
And you're getting a lot of hand clap emojis on White Twitter's impression of Black Twitter.
Wow, it's sticky. Yeah, that means it's found a pure heart it wants to bond with.
Wild. My orbs do the exact same thing.
You guys saw my son-in-law on the news. Now he gets a sticky orb. But what's the catch? We're not rubes.
Yeah, your power is well known in our jurisdiction, Rick Sanchez.
Jerry's bestowed with a magic orb that Rick doesn't qualify for because of his infamy in the galaxy. But if they've heard of Rick's exploits, shouldn't they at least have a vague knowledge of an incompetent human that is sometimes with him who inspires calamity and disappointment just by leaving his bedroom and realize he's unworthy of any orbs too? Yes, it'd be quicker to just say we hate Jerry, but I think this is more fun.
Why? The better question is, why do you hate Jerry? What did he do to you? Hold on 1 second. My cat wants to go out. Not outside, just outside the room.
For once, in its very existence, but nature.
The shooty thing looks cool.
That shooty thing is a nuclear disruptor that can blow up planets.
Okay, I get making the suit to shut everyone up and let let Jerry have his time in the superhero spotlight, but arming the suit with a f***ing arms on YouTube videos. You gotta the family for setting up the couch in the dead center of the room and obstructing possible traffic flow. I know, right? Or maybe we have. You know what? We've literally seen every episode of this show, so I don't even know anymore. I don't know that it's a sin, but I just want to know more about the booby doodle, okay? It raises many questions both about this therapist and the writers who put it there that we just never get answered. Really?
She's just a freak, bro. It's as simple as that.
Guy on Breakfast Planet. Forks literally slice your egg faces open and let your yolky innards pour out, and you're hanging them on buildings like wreaths at Christmas, you dicks.
The council said I could pick my own bridge crew.
Having free reign on your bridge crew and not even stopping to consider Patrick Stewart for a single solitary second.
Oh me, oh my, can it be? A giant piece of shit I see?
Creating a baddie takes effort and time, so sometimes you settle for a legume that can rhyme. Of course, sinning such things can be equally taxing, but alas, 'tis my job, not this poetical waxing. Meme chasing. Whatever food this is, Rick will now walk in on a dead pissmaster who's taken his own life because this show has handled tough subject matter so well in the past. Why wouldn't they try it again?
Dad, Mom told me you weren't responding to her calls.
And this will be the turning point leading Rick into the Pissmaster Rehabilitation Project. Is the show Trojan horsing a Rick Rehabilitation Project into an episode about a Pissmaster Rehabilitation Project? It doesn't matter. I'm not buying either.
I know.
Can't believe they made such a serious thing about a dude named Pissmaster.
The big QP, fries, bottomless chips and salsa, and a bottomless drink, all for just $10.99. So if you're McDone with tiny, overpriced burgers, just come to Chili's. This Chili's 3 for me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
With millions of listings on apartments.com
And homes.com.
You're gonna find virtually any place you can live.
It'd be quicker to list the places you can't, like,
A bungalow atop Old Faithful.
no, can't live here.
at the DMV. On the Symposit.
Let's go to work. To the left.
Why did they remix the Cha-Cha Slide?
So you and my podcast.
Obnoxious millennial skip.
I'm okay, honey, we're good.
This, barely putting any effort into a disguise, works for the rest of the episode.
Make sure you tell everybody Pissmaster saved you.
Out of guilt for being tangentially responsible for Pissmaster's suicide, Pissle Rick decides to create his own Pissmaster suit and send him out in a blaze of glory, instead of going back in time and convincing Jerry's mother that going on a date with Jerry's father is in no one's best interest. Oh, don't act like he's above doing that and just acquiring a Morty from a different universe. Thinking that
No!
world and-
The thing is that he doesn't do time travel. That's Rick's whole thing.
And have the suit autopilot the bomb into space. Boom! Everyone will think Pissmaster sacrificed himself.
As powerful as the arts of theatricality and deception are to the uninitiated, it's still a bad idea to model your convoluted plans on disappointing comic book movie climaxes.
I'm tempted to second guess a lot of that, but I think you might be nailing it.
Wait, what? The man just told you he's going to plant a bomb and hope the suit can save the day, and your response is therapy, FTW.
But he's Pissmaster.
People change, Jerry.
Thinking that because it's possible for people to change, that it means we're required to let them back into our lives.
I can't stress enough. I'm 8 years old. I have no idea what I'm doing.
And yet, you somehow have a perfectly fitted explosive ordnance disposal suit.
I'm 8 years old. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Show's aware of this, but setting up your own jokes like this is asking me to suspend my disbelief as if it were a small family of elephants dangling 5,000 feet in the air from nothing more than a particularly overused elastic band and a crossed finger. Also, does Orphan Island not realize you can be orphaned at all sorts of ages and not just as children? In fact, more elderly people are orphans than kids. Chew on that, the internet.
You were Pissmaster the whole time?
Obviously not, Jerry. I put the suit on once Pissmaster killed.
Rick will now very obviously backpedal and claim that he was Pissmaster the whole time, and everyone will buy it despite it being utter bullshit and not making any of the sense. I guess they just really trust Rick, and/or they know there are only 2 minutes left, and we need to wrap this shit up.
Why would Rick even prop me up like that?
Jesus, Jerry, Rick did something nice for once, okay? He's obviously trying to change.
You mean, obviously the show is trying some sort of redemption story arc that has never worked in the past and isn't working now. The man discards people and worlds like toilet paper, uses them to clean up his own shit, and then casually eliminates them. I bet he doesn't even look at them before he flushes. What? That's what people do. How are you supposed to know if you're clean if you don't...
Wait, Morty, you have to promise not to tell anyone, but your dad made Pissmaster kill himself. Ah!
What the hell? He killed himself?
Kids.
Wait, you kept the suicide note?
Morty would be excellent at what the f is this episode even trying to tell us about Rick's psychosis, Sins?
I have a pitch.
We're not going to add Scarlett Johansson.
Not adding Scarlett Johansson.
Why are we waiting in line for food?
Rick asked this instead of the very obvious, why are we waiting in this wildly inefficient line for food? Look, any good business should have a grasp of basic queue management systems. And in a space this combined, your basic, hardly structured queue just isn't going to cut it. At the very least, this asteroid should have barriers in snake formation to maximize the lateral space, but really this calls for an e-ticketing system where an order is placed, the customer returns to their vehicle, and is called up once their food is ready. Ideally, considering everyone is driving here anyway, a multi-window drive-through situation would be the dream, but come on guys, it's just a cartoon, I'm not that nitpicky.
Rick, you're gonna spoil your appetite. It's a weird way to say I'm gonna stop being hungry by eating food.
Right out of the gate, Rick would be a season 2 episode of Rick and Morty at TV Sins.
What a wonderful thing to say.
Can I do better than this?
Inspired by the wonderful thing you said.
The comment section of every TV Sins video somehow makes it into the episode. Now, for those of you who haven't paused, I know you're the ones that have been leaving the comments, and I see what you write, and I would just like to say, thank you! Your adoration for my brilliantly executed wit and expertly crafted comedy stylings is obviously expected, but still appreciated nonetheless. So, the sin as always is me being excellent at TV Sins. Well, at least the mystery of the long line has been solved. What kind of assholes go to a food truck to order this many, burrito sub-witches?
How nice it will be for you to eat what you are willing to stand in line for so much sooner.
Trying to incept the idea into someone's head that they should be happy about the way you've treated them because of how you feel about it. I'm not sure which vehicle warning light this is, but I'm sure it's one of them. Littering the ground with your unwrapped lettuce-filled, Hot Pockets? Chainmail that is this ineffective against a f***ing sword. Whoa, wait a minute. Rewind that shit. Without a word of warning, David Mitchell is either teleported out of the blue by an external force causing him to...
This video got really boring. I didn't watch channels if I had to guess. I want to check up on my live stream real quick. Yep, I'm still live. I can't believe I haven't gotten any new subscribers on this channel. I keep getting new subscribers on here. I don't know why. People like my slop, but this slop is somehow not as captivating. I probably need to upload more shorts. Maybe I'll... my wrist could use a break. I just need some cute music. Nope. Well, I mean, not how I always make my shorts. My shorts on my YouTube channel are way different, but for like, do I do QB-chan or do I do my actual ode sheet? This one might actually have more people want to watch it. I don't know. Let me see how this speed paint looks compared to everything else. I mean, it's just a speed paint. I don't know, man. As compared to this one, I mean, it's just a speed paint. It's not gonna be all that interesting no matter what I do. I think I'll export the time lapse of this one just because I feel like people would like it more. And I can always do QB-chan later, you know? I mean, what can I say? What do you mean error occurred? Sometimes I have to put it into frickin' CapCut and then export that and then put it on TikTok and then it's just... I don't like doing it. Oh, or is TikTok just not working at all? Nope. Fuck. It's genius. It's the perfect song. need this to stop playing or I'm gonna get so copyrighted. Okay, cool. Also, did I hear Baldi in the background of that? I think I did. Yeah. That's what I get for being too quick with it. I keep forgetting about that damn outro. Balls. No. Alright, now we can add the audio. Oh, it's Femtanol. I didn't even notice. Yeah! Alright. Make that to only me. Post.
What the fuck is that thing?
Chuck asking all the right questions. Okay, did it automatically download? Yes! Perfect. Yes! Let me upload my slop, and then I'll go back to working on my art. Hot Girl Bummer, one of my favorite Scout edits in all seriousness. Okay, here's a secret hack that I do to make sure that it's a YouTube short. So I don't upload it. I always private upload it first, and then after I upload it, I make sure that it was processed properly into a short, because if there's anything that's more embarrassing, because I upload, like the original version for the long form YouTube, and then there's the shorts version. I'm deeply afraid of one day accidentally uploading it, like, the wrong version and uploading the same video twice, because, ooh, that's embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. I don't know. Should I do speed paint? No. It's cringe to do it like that. Let me add a bio, hashtag art, digital art, speed paint, yep. Furry, OC, done. No, I don't want to add Mario or Final Destination or Yume ship, because that has nothing to do with this video. Now then, upload. And let's see if this is a YouTube short or a full video. Okay. The way to know that it's a YouTube short or not, usually when it squishes the thumbnail like that, it's going to become a YouTube short. I don't know how to explain it other than that seems to be what always happens for me. I could title my video better, but I don't know what to title it as. I just titled it Speed Paint last time. Anyways, now I can unprivate it, and bada bing, bada boom. This should slightly blow up. I hope so, at least. I'll just publicize these videos again, because I don't care anymore. My mom, there's no one else quite like my mom. Dude, shame is dead. I stopped feeling guilty, like, a while ago. I'm just kidding. I still feel shame and guilt every day. Anyways, now back to this.
Karma you can count on. Apples have shaped the Irish story for centuries. Comparing whiskey it's inevitable. Orchard fruit, grain spirit, and the flavor of rich grass-fed butter. Made the Irish way.
Wait a minute. I saw Strawberry Hoodie and I was like, she uploaded something new? Nah, that account been dead.
Spoiler tapestry warning. Seriously, this sucker pretty much lays the whole movie out, right? Dancing, reading, eating, done.
I forgot I was watching the Midsummer video.
To be presented in macrame. I know this movie eventually gets more lighthearted, but hopefully this is the most depressing Winterland.
No, it doesn't get lighthearted. It's horrifying throughout the whole film. It's kind of the whole point of Midsummer.
Hello.
This answering machine picks up on the third ring, and that's just not okay. I lived through the answering machine era, and there were rules to that. You set the pickup at the fourth or fifth ring, and the fourth or fifth ring only. Any less, and you might not get to the phone before it went to the message, and any more, you might risk people hanging up before the answering machine gets to that. And if you called someone, you always had to wait 6 rings to make sure you couldn't leave a message.
Okay, I love you.
Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way up front and address the elephant in the room. This movie begins with a horrifying double murder-suicide. And even though it's a work of fiction, it gives me an opportunity to remind you people that the number for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline in the U.S. is 1-800-2...
Oh, that's so sweet. They put the Suicide National Helpline thing in the video. Not making any jokes about it whatsoever is astonishing, because do you know how hard it is to find empathy within people, usually millennials?
38255, and if you search for the website, it'll give you an online
They even linked the website. Oh.
or hearing impaired. I know, you don't come to this channel for mental health advice. I'm being a buzzkill, but I do not care. It's important, people. If you're feeling like taking your own life, call 1-800-273-8255 or visit the website for the online chat option. And yes, I'm going to count this as a sin because I've talked too much to distract from the overall total to just deal with it. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
So I was.
Thank you, Jeremy.
To see if you still wanted to hang out later.
Florence Pugh's American accent is just distractingly good, man. I hate that the Brits are this good at our accents and will thusly award her a sin in an unfair manner. What do we even fight that war for?
Well, they don't let her. She's bipolar. So.
I know, but you do though, babes. You know,
Shut up, Christian.
God, don't let the movie let you forget what a asshole he is by the end. You should be looking forward to everything that happens to this mother. And yes, I realize I'm validating this performance by recognizing the dude plays an asshole really well.
Well, not everything. You're going a little too far there, because Christian is essayed. You can't justify that. I'm sorry. Everything else that happens, like, you know... Actually, I don't think he deserved to be killed like that either. But he was a horrible boyfriend, and he did deserve Danny leaving him. But the essay and drugging? No.
Seriously, this guy.
What if I have overwhelmed him?
Goddamn, this depiction of a toxic relationship is brilliantly potent, but it doesn't get the movie off the hook for some blatant smart exposition. Also, I know we need to set the mood, but Jesus Christ, why is it so dark in here? Danny's up in a wake, but she can't turn on an overhead? Wasted pizza. Apparently one of these guys is the you're gonna eat that guy, right?
Don't forget about all the Swedish women who impregnated you.
Impregnate shadowing.
Ew.
Abuse. I don't care what a dickhead.
I recognize this actor, but from where... He's the dude from the scene where it's like, wait, you guys are getting paid? Why is he here? Well, I mean, he...
Barely midsummerable. I'm about to remove a sin for the beautiful bear shadowing in this painting as a stand-in for the incredibly complex and nuanced illusion and subliminal visual storytelling that is all over this film. And if it
This movie is beautiful. I might watch the actual Midsummer, but I don't want to watch Danny cry realistically. It's gonna make me sad.
I believe it's pronounced Seaside. Geez, you'd think a grad student would know this.
Hey guys.
The fact that so much of this scene is shot in reflection is fantastic. I'm sure it plays up a theme that I'm not smart enough to get. But what the fuck is that reflective surface? Too dark to be a traditional mirror, but borders don't suggest that it's a TV. I feel like the surface is made out of the goo Scarlett Johansson uses to kill dudes and under the skin.
You're doing psychiatry, right?
Psychology.
Psychology majors.
Who's that one?
That's last year's May Queen.
Does Pella go around snapping pics on his...
That cult leaked you!
In this movie, this sequence of photos seems like a regular-ass family reunion, which it is decidedly not. This transition from an apartment to the plane is pretty cool, but also distracting, because it's jarring how obvious it is. I guess it's probably too much to ask for some subtlety from Ari Aster, but here we are. I'm sorry, ma'am, there are no existential freakouts in this airplane lavatory. It was all explained by the flight attendant during the pre-flight instructions. Okay, fine, I get it. But this panning the camera upside down to show that we're about to essentially encounter an alternate dimension has been done enough times to qualify as a cliche. It's like Disneyland, or slightly cornier and more murdery. Parking in the middle of the road, or car path, or whatever it is. Point is, pull into the field before you park, you jerk.
Is my brother Ingmar?
Oh, so that's where the dude from Spin Doctors has been all these years.
Oh yeah, that dude ends up sacrificing himself.
Wait for us then. Who the has this discussion? Like, I understand these throws are tight, but why do they have to take the shrooms at the exact same time? There's no indication they'll take hold simultaneously anyway. Jesus, I like this movie a lot, but there's some really silly manufactured tension. Annihilation 2, Annihilate Harder.
It's almost your birthday. Okay.
Go, Danny. Almost your birthday. We're tripping balls like it's your birthday. We're going midsummer like it's your birthday. And you know we don't go around with mushroom birthday. Looking into a mirror while you're drinking.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot the brain. Whoops.
We found you here like 6 hours ago. Wait, they found her here 6 hours ago? The entire group of youngs waited around for 6 goddamn hours for Danny to sober the hell up. So we're stopping at Waco before going to Pell's Village? Look, the dialogue...
Waco mentioned, except they're in Sweden, so it's not the same Waco that I'm thinking about.
Now, even before I saw this movie, if you said the word midsummer, I would picture this exact scene. The instrumentalists are playing recorders, but somehow not a rendition of Hot Cross Buns.
I think the Saki Saints do the same thing in Brush movie.
So,
We are your hosts.
I love how this movie takes subtle digs at the hubris of supposed smarty pantses. Take us in off, you bastard. Who the hell is this hipster couple? Are they locals? If so, why aren't they dressed to the frocks? I honestly think this is a random hipster couple that wandered onto the set, and I won't be talked out of it. I was kind of joking before, but while we're here, what is up with all those other guests that walked in with Danny and her group? We don't see them during or after the Atastupa, so are the villagers just offing them for practice before they move up to the actual sacrificial lambs? I guess we'll never know. Man, this ceremony starts right when Danny's group gets there. Good thing she didn't take 7 hours to recover from the bad trip. Vikings fans, this movie's weird when it comes to perspective. Like, we've been over Danny's shoulder pretty much this entire movie, with the exception of the brief cutaways to Christian being a butthole. But now we're in the staging room with Maya. Is she a protagonist, or is she just doing more...
Oh, the 15-year-old that essays the Christian.
How was Pella in the U.S. to gather this group, by the way? And they all seem super casual about maybe going or maybe not.
Yes,
If they had,
people who are younger than you can take advantage of you.
festival that has very specific rules about the number of sacrifices, so why is it being treated so nonchalantly at the beginning?
How long have you two been together?
Oh, jeez.
Just over 3.5 years.
4 years.
Look, Christian is a dickhole-faced ass, but what's with the surprise from Danny? He at least came up with an answer while she was thinking, and she had to think about it.
We actually asked Ingmar to officiate the wedding.
Really?
I've remembered the white supremacy themes in this movie. Oh, it's all coming back.
It's like a sacred temple that no one's allowed in there.
Shut up, you. I don't like you. I don't like Pele. I hate him.
Bad about overgeneralizing things.
He brought all his friends there to be murdered on purpose.
The winner gets crowned.
It's like So You Think You Can Dance, but with pew berry pies and ritualistic murder. It's been a day and a
Pew
half
berry
since
pies.
Christian's been able to charge his phone, so how the hell does he have this much...
Oh, right, the stains on his shirt.
Wait, you're not talking about an actual one. I mean, it's pretty actual.
So wait, Josh knows what this ceremony is, and this is his reaction? Oh boy, these guys are in for some ritualistic set-aside tomorrow. I can't wait to see the look on their face.
I like being on the winning team.
What? I get a random ad. It was like a jump scare because he just stared at me for a second. I was like, is this a Midsummer bit? No. It's just a random ad about this dude trying to advertise Google Gemini to me. No, thank you. You can keep your slop.
That's verified by
I just realized that the stain kind of looks like the one that Will has in One Wheat Mark. I still don't understand why it's called One Wheat Mark. I never will. Is he wearing a necklace or is that... Oh, he is wearing a necklace. Okay, I'll make sure to add that after I add this stitch real quick.
They didn't apply. They were chosen. Welcome.
I love zombie OCs. But man, do I not like drawing some... I love zombie OCs and OCs that have a bunch of stitches all over them, but I also dislike it when it comes to drawing all the details. But I still love it at the same time. Don't get me wrong. Oh, there's more stitches, I just noticed. Oh, he has a bite mark in his ear. Or is that a tattoo?
The fact that no one in this movie asks if they're in a horror movie scenario baffles me. There's every indication that this is going to end bad. It's not like they're
Oh, they were mentioning a movie. I thought they were mentioning the place Waco.
Studying anthropology? I'm honestly asking. If all he was after was some ass, couldn't he just spend the summer in, like, Daytona?
Oh, the old people that are about to jump off the cliff.
The scary yellow triangle, that's a lot of ground to cover in a short amount of time. And if they were anywhere else, wouldn't we see them in this long
All right, there we go. There's the thing in his ear.
Man, these old folks really want to die in the creepiest way possible. Like, you've got a captive audience. Make a joke, maybe. Lighten the mood. Earlier, Mr. Nada Hemsworth hinted that the people were taken out at 72. Does that mean both of them are 72 today? I'm guessing this is an annual ceremony, so is it just luck that they only have one male and one female on the docket this year? Some years are like, oof, better settle in for a long-ass tube today. Got 12 72-year-olds taking the dive. Bring the earbuds so the kiddo can watch some Daniel Tiger, because we may be there a while. Everything about this tour, the darkest world,
The Daniel Tiger joke.
ridiculously staged. So why are Simon and Connie in the middle of this symmetrically spaced group, but our crew is off to the side? This scene takes so
Because of white supremacy.
before it's over. Christian's reaction to someone jumping to their death right in front of him slays me. Danny's in complete shock. Simon and Connie are freaking out, but Christian looks like he ate too much pizza and he might have a mild case of heart.
Reminds me of that scene when like Nick O'Bannon's wiping his nose after Hunt died. He's like, oh.
Dying in pain and fear and shame. We give our life as a gesture.
Also, no one ever gets sick or injured to death before the age of 72 in this film.
I'm so sorry I didn't warn you better.
Some understatements are so much understatement.
They're only comforting her to recruit her, and that's this movie. The movie is so beautiful.
I feel like I can't tell if you're joking.
Citizens, comment sections.
Do you think I don't know what you're doing?
Fighting over the subject of a thesis is kind of cool to see in a movie, but it's also peak nerd boner. It's like Brendan Fraser telling Harrison Ford to work around the clock on his research, and him responding, "I already work around the clock."
This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and I wanted to share it.
Well, maybe.
Shut up, Pele. I really don't Pele. I don't care. He's a cult member.
Believe me when I tell you, I know what it's like, because I do. I really, really do.
Telesplaining, just like mansplaining, only calm and Swedish, which makes it more annoying.
Oh, he has a little stitch on his neck.
Sure, she had a vision earlier, but that was an obvious drug trip, and the movie hasn't found the need to resort to any other horror trope so far, so why start now? Corningwood. Considering the outcome of this act, I'm gonna call it non-consensual grooming.
Yes, it is non-consensual. I'm glad that you admit it.
I know special. Sure, but you also kind of whipped it out in the public space in broad daylight. It seems like a decision made to mostly promote conflict in the story, especially when there's a wooded area all around you to step into if you needed to do some line
Okay, there we go.
Why all seductively planting flowers when everyone else is acting super weird? Is there a rule that they have to act weird and culty all the time? This potential Sweeney Todd moment leads to a disturbing...
Oh, right. I almost forgot the necklace. Again, man.
And even though I don't want to know, I might as well know at this point.
Someone's so sore about their ancestral tree. Dude, is he gonna kill me?
Yes.
Yes, they do kill you, buddy.
Quickly. We don't find out Mark is a mutant who's a...
Hi, welcome back, Mama.
Uncalling mutanic. Also, Alex can identify the hair, but no one is mentioning his drink is darker than everyone else's. I mean, I know what's going on because I paid attention to that graphic artist position earlier.
The period blood water. I wonder if they're gonna mention the white supremacy in this or not.
Both because they insulted the village and their rules. They didn't piss the Harga off. Do they play tic-tac-toe to see which 4 of the 6 gets sacrificed? Remember, they don't know that Danny's gonna be the May Queen, so her ass is on the chopping block too.
Actually, yes. He says they don't know that she's gonna be the May Queen. Actually, I'm pretty sure they do. It's a cult. You shouldn't be shocked if they're planning things. You know? Anyways, I mean, they planned everything else, like how they planned to get Christian to get with that one girl. I feel like that, I mean, he was going to be used as breeding stock regardless, so that one specific girl, they didn't plan on which girl was going to, she just picked him, but, I'm pretty sure they knew that she was going to be the May Queen. I think they did that on purpose because, you know, it makes the outsider feel welcome, and they're recruiting her because she's blonde and has blue eyes, and it's a white supremacist cult. In the director's cut, they literally say it, but in the movie version, they don't because, I don't know, I guess they thought they were over-explanating, but you can still tell the white supremacy themes regardless, so, yeah. I don't know how to draw a diamond, apparently. My goodness. There we go. That's not bad.
as an experiment and expects me not to notice.
Can I ask what this is exactly? It's, tea for the competition.
And of course, there are no follow-up questions. It's like characters in this movie only feign curiosity, even when they know something strange is going on. Make her spill the tea on the tea before you drink it, damn it! She's Groot. I know it's kind of the point, but this dance scene lasts forever. Man, there's more f***ing pole dancing in this scene than the entirety of Hustlers.
I think I ate one of her pubic hairs.
You think?
Oral histories. Christian looks sad, mopey, broody, or assholey in this movie cliche. Look, the movie itself hardly has any cliches, so we're forced to look inside. Stop! I guess they're done with the feats of strength portion of the Festivus celebration. I can't wait till they start the airing of grievances.
I'm worried I'll have a bad trip.
Oh, no, you won't. You won't. Trust me.
This works.
You are our main queen.
Me? Yes! Why?
Because it's the only way the relationship metaphor works for the story climax. That's why. Hot damn, this is a quick photo. You couldn't give Danny a chance to towel off or anything? This is like when the whole defense runs to the other end zone to pose for the group shot after an interception. And that's annoying. I'm not sure who the symmetry supervisor is in this community, but give that Swedish son of a bitch a raise because it would have taken hours to set this up so perfectly. This movie's great, but some of this over-stylistic stuff does kind of seem like it's performed by a mildly experienced LARP team in the Lakeview City Park. This season of Master Chef, Death Cult is gonna be lit. And thus begins the weirdest, funniest, most disturbing sex scene I've ever seen in a movie theater.
It's not weird. I mean, it's not funny.
It's so f***ing weird, man. The dude's face when the older lady is cheering him on. Damn it, Ivan! Stupid f***ers show up and leave more.
Yep, there's the group cry.
Such a cathartic layout, and wow, got a family to share it with now. Yay! But they're also going to be telling her exactly what to do and how to act while she's here, putting her in a very similar situation from before. Boo? I don't care how druggy he is, there's no way Christian would run out of that hut fully naked and at half mast. So they still care at this point? What point does this serve other than to give someone a leg up while looking for clues to how evil you are? And of course he decides to run all the way across the yard to hide in the Temple of Human Dissection so we can see what happened to Simon because reasons. I like to think Danny's rocking this outfit as a direct protest to Lady Gaga's meat dress. Game on, dogs!
It is traditional that our fair queen shall choose between a pre-selected new blood and a specially ordained warrior.
They're using a lottery ball selector for choosing a possible sacrifice. This is a big deal. So why are we treating it like some sort of bear?
Who did it spill out?
Patiently wait your verdict.
No kidding, man. I know it's a tough decision, but this take for f***ing ever. Also, Christian gets wrapped in a dead bear suit, and all the volunteers die in a horrible fiery death. Really nothing left to see here except that genuine smile on Danny's face at the end. Still think she kind of in her current situation, so I'm gonna sin this ending, but that was a nice moment. I love that this low-tech community that uses wheelbarrows for corpses also has a camera dolly track in its field. You know, just in case they need to do some fluid sweeping camera work someday.
I feel happy. I feel happy. Oh man, you can't make no more than that. No.
Yeah, I don't think CinemaSins understood it.
Poisoning and die. That
Oh yeah, I watched the Hereditary kill count, and when I saw that one woman like stop crying and lock in, that was so funny. She just like, she just immediately stopped. Oh, when did they send Weapons? Yes, please. Weapons is one of my favorite horror movies. I don't know. It's just mwah, beautiful.
Some are great, like fast, free, fiber. Switch to Optimum fiber-powered internet for as low as $25 a month. Plus get 3 months free with a 5-year.
Uh-oh. I didn't realize I was on the layer.
Fiber offer won't last. Friday nights.
I love you. La 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 la.
Bring your A game to your sexual wellness, along with practicing safe.
My what? What? I wasn't paying attention for 2 seconds and I hear stuff about sex.
This is a true story.
It's not.
It is not.
The movie begins with over 5 minutes of narration.
A lot of people die in a lot of really weird ways in this story.
Although multiple people die at
That's a lot, and some of them die in normal ways.
But you're not going to find it in the news or anywhere like that because the police and the top people in this town were like so embarrassed that they weren't able to solve it that they covered everything all up.
And did a pretty poor job of it, judging from the fact that it's now a major motion picture. Also, that being the case, there is zero chance the story that involves 17 missing children, multiple murders, and possibly some light cannibalism never made the news.
He was the only one there because the night before, at 2:17 in the morning, every other kid woke up, got out of bed, walked downstairs, opened the front door, walked across the front yard, and into the dark.
This assumes that all 17 missing kids lived in a 2-story house, which doesn't seem likely, and that they all left through the front door, which, since we learned later that all of them followed a straight line to the same place, is impossible unless all 17 houses face directly toward their destination.
Some of the kids even got videoed by the houses that had cameras, but the cameras only showed the kids walking out into the darkness. They didn't show where they went after that.
Which makes sense, because doorbell cameras aren't child-seeking drones.
We need to make sure that we allow ourselves to feel emotions right then.
Encouraging a room full of grieving parents to become an angry mom.
Not intentionally.
Archer would be excellent at even after 5 minutes.
Man, I want to diddle Archer. I mean, Archer's my favorite character in Weapons. Give me that old man yesterday. I mean, yeah. I kind of Yume with him. I still haven't figured it out yet.
Trying to talk to someone on the other side of the door using your inside voice. This is far away from the door.
You're gonna keep your health insurance, and if you don't mind me saying, there's a lot of mental health specialists on the plan.
Saying something that would likely get you suspended from your job when you're suspending someone from their job.
For now, I think it's best if you keep some distance from this place until folks find time to sort themselves out.
And until we find another 17 third graders for you to teach.
I know all of this comes from the fact that you care. I know that you want a threat to these kids.
Except Justine is still a prime suspect in the ongoing investigation of the disappearance of 17 kids. So no, you do not know that, Marcus.
Wow, so...
Oh, that's what his name was.
To come.
What my college girlfriend told me when she came out of her room in her rabbi Halloween costume somehow made its way into the script.
I'm glad you texted. I've been thinking about you a lot. And,
That dude had sex with her, not knowing he could have had AIDS. Ugh. Can't believe I simped for him in the movie theaters. That was stupid of me.
Spies on Alex in the school parking lot. There's no way it should be this easy to stalk Alex. You'd think that part of the ongoing investigation into the disappearance of his classmates might involve some sort of police protection.
I just realized that if someone even chatted, I wouldn't know. Man, this has been going on for 77 minutes.
This movie has a fun mystery at its center, but the police
Nice.
does even a half-assed job of following up with Alex and his family now and then. Those kids would have been found much sooner. Great care was taken to thoroughly cover every window in the house except the exact one that conveniently provides a bird's eye view of Alex's zombified parents.
I'm gonna do you the courtesy of forgetting this
Phone call ever took place.
Justine's insistence that she is deeply invested in Alex's well-being is undermined by the fact that after Marcus refuses to help her investigate, she decides to give up and go buy some more
How many
vodka.
fingers does this dude have?
Getting the police involved. Also, Marcus is a terrible principal and administrator because Justine should be fired for not following the simple rule of leaving Alex the alone. I know this movie us by wasting June Diane Raphael by only putting her in 2 scenes. 2 scenes! Everyone watch Grace and Frankie immediately. Well, after you've watched this video and 20 or so more for the back catalog, but then get on that Grace and Frankie thing. It's good.
Oh, yeah, the nightmare sequence.
The first of several jump scares to intermittently remind us that we are indeed watching a horror movie.
I just wanted to say hi because I've been thinking about you a lot.
Justine must be under the impression that the comment makes this encounter seem less creepy to Alex. And she would be wrong. Leave this kid alone. In my neighborhood, someone calls the police if a strange car is parked on the street for 5 minutes. Justine has been sitting here in her witchmobile all afternoon. Hell, someone just walked by 3 feet away. But for some reason, in a town where 17 children just disappeared, she's allowed to continue to sit here, pounding her vodka big gulps without even a second glance. Also, drinking liquor through a straw.
Is that bad? I have no idea. I'm not an alcoholic.
Having one of your voodoo zombies clip a lock of hair from Justine so you can activate another voodoo zombie to kill her later instead of just having this voodoo zombie use those massive scissors to kill her now. Titling your movie's second section Archer. You want creepy ants? Because this is how you get creepy ants.
then I stood up and I see that Alvin painted the door with the paint that you ordered, and yeah, the wall force green, that's red.
What? Ordering the wrong paint is on Archer, but painting the door the wrong color just because it's the paint that Archer ordered when you know it's supposed to be green is on Alvin. Also, I'm not sure why Archer needed to be told that the door was red when he's been looking at this house since the moment he got out of the truck.
What's happening with the canine units? I haven't heard about any.
Gosh, he's hot.
Probably because even the most well-trained police dogs can typically only follow.
I need to stop drooling for like 5 hours, please.
The kid disappeared, so if you're still asking for
La la
canine
la
reports, you're
la
barking up the wrong tree.
la la la. La 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 la.
Anything whatsoever that points to that woman.
It's so bizarre to have a competent police officer in a horror movie. I don't know whether to remove a sin or add one. I don't like it.
We're talking about 17 kids in one classroom, and none of them talked about it. I want to know what happened in that classroom.
The only thing we do know for sure at this point is that nothing happened in the classroom. It was empty when Justine got there. Maybe if they spent more time looking into what the kids were running towards instead of trying to pin this on Justine, they'd have found them by now.
He raises some fairly reasonable questions.
That is a floating green weapon, and that's all the movie is going to give you as you try and figure out what the hell this is about.
Oh, there's no reason for the gun. The creator even said so. So have fun with that.
That is not Matthew, Archer. That is a door.
I wanted to say it so many times. I really do want to say it all the time because I feel it all the time.
Not just saying it already.
What the f?
Not much has happened.
Reasonable crash out. What the fuck?
Josh Brolin is nailing this.
Thank you, Josh Brolin.
The total lack of concern that the residents of this town have.
I swear, if he's controversial, I'm so fucked.
In broad daylight, a month after 17 kids have gone missing, is frankly baffling.
It's kind of hard to watch this. Okay, wait. Go back to where she steps on the sidewalk.
Archer chooses to continue harassing this particular couple into showing him their Ring camera footage instead of asking one of the 7 or 8 other parents who also have footage if he can watch theirs. Shining lasers into people's bedroom windows. I'm not sure what's more infuriating, that Archer draws a conclusion as to where the children went based on only 2 points of Ring camera data, or that it's been a month and the police have apparently never thought of doing this.
Get in my face. You want to threaten me?
Nobody's threatening you.
They are.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's good.
Because I'm supposed to ovulate Friday.
Ew.
Don's back Friday, so we're good to have lunch with you guys on Sunday.
Why'd she come back early?
Even though we're an hour in and still have no clue what the actual plot is, movie somehow has time for this. Instead of going inside or changing course when there's a building between him and Paul, James decides to evade capture by running down a parallel street in the same direction as the police car that's chasing him.
The way I see it, I did you wrong.
You did me wrong. You gave me AIDS.
Keeping James from talking over arresting him and having him tested to see if you might have contracted a serious disease.
Hey, what did I tell you? What did I tell you?
You told him.
But if I see you out here again, it's gonna be a different story. Yes.
But this is clearly not the same place. You wanted James to leave town or never come to the police station. You should have been more specific.
He literally doesn't remember that anyways. He was high and knocked out, so.
Once again, nobody reports a sketchy-looking dude searching what is pretty obviously a little girl's backpack and throwing its contents all over the street just 30 days after 17 children mysteriously disappeared. This town. Taking the trouble to post your no-sagging pants policy in big red letters and then not bothering to enforce it. In spite of the fact that there's a car in the driveway, the grass is 2 feet tall, and there's several days' worth of mail and newspapers on the ground and in the mailbox, none of the neighbors have bothered to do a wellness check on Alex and his family. I get that James isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but you'd think he'd try opening the gate in both directions before giving up and squeezing through when it doesn't open all the way in this direction. Eating whatever that was that had been sitting there for God knows how long.
Save on all your Lone Star favorites during Spex's Texas sale. From the plains to the pines, you'll find the largest selection of Texas-made spirits, wines, beers, and seltzers right here.
All right, and then you erase the parts that don't matter. Boom. Why did I have to draw the necklace? Oh, I forgot the freaking facial stitch and the there's so many details. I'm not mad at the details. I'm mad at myself for forgetting the details. No, I'm good. I don't want chocolate cereal. I don't even like breakfast all that much. No, it didn't, Toucan Sam.
Listings on apartments.com
And homes.com.
where you'll find virtually any place you can live.
It'll be quicker to listen.
Well,
Oh, forgot the stain on his neck, too.
He doesn't notice them until the script says it's time for a jump scare. Also, Willow. Dumping the silverware into a pillowcase and all over the floor instead of just taking the whole box. Also, making all this noise when you just heard a thump upstairs that could mean someone who isn't catatonic.
Is there anything else? Am I forgetting something? Oh, right, the necklace. Goodness, I can't believe I keep forgetting the necklace.
For a month. Seems like the smell alone would give James second thoughts about going into the basement. Either this guy always stands around with a wad of cash in his hand, or he's pretty confident of how much the silverware is worth before he's done weighing it. When Gladys appeared to Justine and Archer, it was in a dream, which makes a lot more sense than her just sitting here in the middle of the woods hoping James will come along so she can freak him out. Also, Aunt Gladys will eventually show up in the movie proper and immediately become an all-time horror movie villain. But for the first hour and change, they've just been discount Pennywising her, and it's annoying.
And more AIDS needles.
Considering that you decided to put your face 3 inches from the tent and open it, not knowing if someone dangerous is inside, you're lucky James didn't have a gun. Sorry about your face, but that's shoddy police work, and that's on you. Entering the house of someone who might have kidnapped 17 kids without calling for backup.
Hey! Help me! Help me! Someone please help me!
I guess I shouldn't be surprised in this neighborhood, but I'm me and going to add a no one hears this in regardless.
If a child's welfare is questioned by law, you have to refer it to CPS by law.
Are you really gonna take it there?
Are you really not? You're the principal of the school. It's not only the law, it's your job. Movie takes an hour and 14 minutes to weaponize the awesomeness that is Amy Madigan's Aunt Gladys. Whether it was worth the wait or not is for you to decide. This character introduction is one for the ages regardless. Touch him.
We love Gladys, despite all of the horribleness.
I guess I don't really know what that means. I thought it was something settlers got on the Oregon Trail.
Confusing consumption with dysentery.
Because now that whole free will
A touch of consumption is something else. I can't remember what, though.
separate from its own.
This is a documentary and not a newscast, but since it is a television show that conveniently explains the plot of the film, I'm still counting it as news position. Also, I warned you what would happen when you titled the section Archer, cooking this many hot dogs for 2 people, when those 2 people aren't named Kobayashi and Chestnut. Also, setting up TV trays for both of you, but not bringing out any plates, so you both have to eat off the table in the middle.
A bowl, please.
A bowl.
Yes, a bowl. It's a peculiarity of mine. I don't even try to rationalize it anymore.
Hell, bowl of water. Okay.
Yeah, the bowl thing is weird, but what's even weirder is that Marcus chooses a mixing bowl. As it turns out, it's perfect for Gladys's real purpose, but would be awkward as hell to drink out of unless you're a dog.
I talked to Alex's father. He's more than happy to come in Monday.
I appreciate that, but it really isn't necessary.
Why the change of heart, Marcus? You'd think that meeting Alex's super weird aunt would make you more likely to want to talk to his parents, not less. Oh no, Gladys is taking control of the sin counter. Hey, that's my ding. Give me your hour.
And there goes him beating the crap out of his husband.
Starts truly horroring. Yes, that's gross, and we often sin on-screen vomiting, and we still will, but I wanted to point out that more scenes like this would have made Doctor Strange so much more interesting and a lot less boring. I'm no anatomy expert, but I'm pretty sure this would do as much damage to Marcus's skull as Terry's. So when she breaks the stick, witchcraft influenced Marcus knows to run to wherever Justine is and kill her. But how does Gladys even know where Justine is? Does the magic stick contain
Did I
a
forget the...
locator? The movie wants us to just
Did...
accept all
Oh,
of
okay.
witchcraft.
It's on the upper layer. Okay, good.
This town, which I would like to mention again, has had 17 kids go missing, still has citizens who would see this crazy, bloodied face school principal running through the streets and not either try to help him or call the police. None of these people deserve to have kids. Even in a possessed state, choosing to crawl under the car when it would be quicker to run around it is not very efficient. Gladys should work on the parameters of her spells.
Get out of my store!
This f***ing gas station owner and the fact that I sadly kind of love his attitude in this scenario. Person trying to escape from a horror movie.
How did I forget the... I forgot the stitch again.
Trying out
her spell? That would make the capturing of their intended target a lot easier. You should throw a AAA card in her next concoction and see how it goes. Ouch! That's gonna leave a Marcus. Also, the saddest part of the movie is that Marcus didn't even get to eat one of those hot dogs, and they looked so scrumptious. The movie will now shift its focus to Justine and Archer for a couple of scenes after Marcus dies, but does not give us a title card to explain the transition. If you're going to use title cards to explain the character focus throughout the film, then stay consistent, goddammit. I want my Archer and Justine title card.
Can I show you something?
You better come take a look at this cliche.
Oh my god.
There must be something about this area.
Alex's house being in the central area where all the kids were running. When you think about them having even more security footage than Archer had to review, it is goddamn ludicrous.
Nice. Look at that.
Before they did. It shows you how great the movie surrounding this plot hole is, because in most cases, the entire movie would fall apart at this point.
Who else can think of an example of Parasite?
Expositional science class.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Stop it. Also, this teacher totally sees Alex being bullied by Matthew and does nothing whatsoever to stop it.
Talk to me, Axeman. I have a skill today.
Not that you know it yet, but murder seems to run on your wife's side. Giving your third grader a nickname like Axeman is just asking for him to join the family business.
I really like a clean house. That includes your room, so let's go. I know, it's horrible cleaning up after yourself.
Where you know, considering the clutter of this living room office is the first thing you see when you walk through the front door. Reading. Movie thought we needed to see Alex spit out his toothpaste. Movie was wrong.
We keep it too, okay?
There are schools that let out at 2 o'clock.
It's time. Pencils down. Matthew! What? You said pencils down?
I feel bad for all the other kids in this class who end up as drooling catatonic murder zombies, but I'm pretty sure that was already Matthew's destiny. So, in his case, I'm fine with it. Walking, walking, walking. Excitement.
Let me take a look at you. Oh, you know, I haven't seen you since you were a little teeny baby.
Since Alex's parents said they hadn't seen Gladys in 15 years, and Alex is only 8 or 9, I'm pretty sure Gladys is thinking of another baby. Considering once they're under the spell, they never seem to move unless willed to by the magic stick shit. I'm getting way too curious about bowel movements. I mean, do they just stop being necessary once you're under the spell? If so, can I be under the spell?
Alex, sit.
Treating a kid like they're a dog when we know kids don't deserve to be put on the same level as dogs.
Stop! Dad!
Alex is a dick to his mom.
I can make your parents hurt themselves. I can make them hurt each other. I can make them eat each other if I want to.
Imagine how chilling this would be if we'd known about it before the last half hour of the movie. I guess that the zombies or whatever they are can't pick up a spoon on their own. They can chew, because if they can't chew, Alex is about to choke his parents to death on day 1.
Alex! What are you doing in here?
What are you doing in here? I know you saw Alex leave the gym. Someone needs to check on him. But who's watching the other kids while you're here? Starting to understand why the parents of the 17 kids who aren't Alex are suspicious of Justine. Turns out she's terrible at supervising groups of children. Also, pretty smart idea on Alex's part to take the name tags. Although I'm not positive how a name tag on a bin constitutes a personal item. But also, not one kid makes a comment about the name tags missing that day. And Justine doesn't put 2 and 2 together that she saw Alex over by the bins.
Yeah.
Suffered a stroke a little while back. And I'm taking care of
Hi, Mama.
Presumably one or both of Alex's parents has a job.
My grandma just opened the door for my cat.
That they're not showing up to work. And surely the school, the police, somebody would put 2 and 2 together and tie this to Alex's missing classmates. There's somewhere nearby that Gladys can successfully hide these 17 zombie kids from the police, then why has she been keeping them in the basement in the first place?
Because she needs to eat their essence. Dumb question.
It's clear that Gladys doesn't have a job, and Alex's parents obviously aren't in any shape to work. So who's paying the bills? Alex's soup budget alone has to be off the charts.
Pack your things, Alex. We're leaving tomorrow.
Assuming a kid knows how to pack his things correctly, because they do not.
Don't step over the salt.
There is zero reason for Gladys not to tell Alex what stepping over the salt would constitute, but she chooses to leave him in the dark. It's as if Gladys knows there's an audience watching this movie and they need to be surprised later.
Cops are here. What do you think that means?
It means
I already knew what the salt meant because I do too much research.
looking for a car and an officer that hadn't reported in for an entire day. Yeah, I'm with you guys. This is way too weird to follow him into that. And there we go.
What are you doing back there?
Wait.
If Archer knows enough about horror movies to know that crossing a line of salt releases evil spirits, he should also know enough not to follow a cop who's acting super weird into a dark house without weapons.
Hi, Mama.
Wait, the salt line was right in front of Alex's parents. So when he put his toe across the line, Alex was facing them, standing on 1 foot and only about 2 feet away. How he managed to turn around and get all the way to the other end of the hall before they can grab him is a mystery that can only be explained by plot.
Paul! Paul! Stop!
Half of the trash here magically vanished to give Paul the space he needs to vault over the counter. Sudden here's Johnny. Crazed zombie parents who have demonstrated the ability to break through doors decide to just bang on this one for a while because plot. Archer's son has only been missing for a month, but he apparently has no memory of the kid's height, race, or sex. This works. Horror movies can be hilarious.
Yep, and there's them tearing up her face.
Kids. Somehow two crazed, full-grown murder zombies have failed to open a door that's being held shut by an 85-pound third grader. I mean, I guess Alex saved the day and all, but he also had to make these kids live with the trauma of killing a human being with their bare fucking hands for the rest of their lives.
Chloe, look outside. Look what they did to the yard.
Never mind that the entire front and back of the house are now missing. Look what they did to my prized begonias.
I found you.
And I'm now going to whisk you away from this crime scene where you and 16 of your friends just shredded an old lady moments ago, and we shall never speak of this again.
All of the kids from his class got reunited with their parents. Some of them even started talking again this year.
So Alex's parents are condemned to a life of soup and silence. The kids eventually started talking again, and Archer had no ill effects at all. I never really expect horror movies to make sense, but after over 2 hours, I at least want to understand the rules.
124 ain't that bad for a 2-hour movie. Can't believe because wait, no. I want to watch the one by the gay guy where he kept on talking about how it's kind of like.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's do this. So Christmas is my favorite time of year, as you can tell from...
The sweater, yeah.
So I decided to do another Christmas video this year for my beloved viewers, who I am very, very grateful for. And as I was trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about, I struck gold. I found a low-budget, horribly acted, anti-woke Christmas movie that has barely been covered on YouTube. And I kid you not, every single facet of this movie that I researched gave me more and more material. This script wrote itself. For anyone new here, hi, I'm Blake. A lot of y'all think my name is Jake.
It's not.
It's not. And today, after masochistically watching this movie 4 times this week, it would be my honor as a holiday present to give you a colorful retelling of the story of Jingle Smells. So some quick background on Jingle Smells. It is one of 5 films created by Laugh-O-Gram Studios. Originally, the movie was available for purchase for $20 exclusively on Rumble, the streaming company whose cloud services host, you guessed it, Trump's version of Twitter, Truth Social. It's also the home base of Gen Z's favorite, Nick Fuentes, the guy who cannot post on YouTube because every other sentence that comes out of his mouth is a human rights violation. The movie can also now be streamed on Amazon Prime and Tubi, so I'm guessing that the profit margins for Rumble weren't that high. Now, Jingle Smells has an IMDb rating of 2.9 stars, and I know that you're thinking, oh, well, there's definitely movies with lower ratings than that, so it can't be that bad. Oh, contraire, my naive little kitten. You see, the movie is rated at 2.9 stars because almost all of its reviews are either 1 star or 10 stars. I wonder what those 10-star reviews might say. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and I will watch Jingle Smells with my 11-year-old granddaughter next week, and I'm very comfortable having her watch this movie. Cancel culture, take that. Nice to have something you trust to be clean and no agenda.
It's a propaganda-filled movie.
Likes to dislikes on that comment wasn't proof enough. Just trust me, it's definitely got an agenda. But now the stage has been set, and I do believe that we are fully ready to dive in to Jingle Smells. So the movie takes place in the made-up town of Bativa, New Mexico, and our opening scenes...
Why is it in New Mexico?
...that looks eerily similar to one used in a challenge on Drag Race.
Get those nuts away from my face.
Our first lines come from none other than Fox News correspondent Sean Hannity, who announces that the actor Mason Stone has been canceled on social media because, and I quote,
He's pro-God, pro-military, pro-America.
all of this, of course, being reported on a biblically accurate police laptop that could survive a bomb next to a table-to-pig landline. During this captivating monologue, we see a prisoner playing the ukulele that he apparently got to just bring into the cell for some reason. Adding, of course, to the Ukulele Discourse cinematic universe, he is then immediately let go because...
He's not a real perp.
Which introduces us to our main character, Nick. Nick is played by Ben Davies, an actor and producer that seems to specialize in right-wing cinema, having worked on projects such as Fauci Unmasked, I'm Not Ashamed, a movie about a girl whose faith is put to the test during the Columbine shooting, and of course,
what?
The classic
Lady Ballers.
With the most triggering comedy of the year.
But back to the movie, Nick is escorted out of the police station by the cop, who is his father, and it's at this point that I notice there's a lot of wanted people in this small town. What's that about? So we find out that Nick was in jail because he broke parole, although we don't know what crime he did in the first place to put himself on parole. My guess is that's because no matter what crime Nick committed, there was going to be some portion of their target audience that would be pissed about that, so I'm just going to assume he did this.
Pooh Man's on the run.
Over for him because he's a corrupt cop, I guess? It feels like this conflicts with the narrative they would want for a cop in this kind of movie, but honestly, tip of the iceberg, we'll get into it later. So he is let out of jail, but...
There's a condition. What is it? You're getting a job.
Now, it's at this point in the video that I should probably warn you that a substantial amount of elements in this movie are weirdly porny. The cop saying there's a condition, the terrible set, the even worse lighting, the lady cop wearing high-heeled boots. Like work diva, but there's no way that's government regulated. But like, look at this shot. I've seen this film before, and I had to close a lot of pop-ups to see it. Now, as we all know, so far this movie is absolutely terrible, but you know what's not terrible? The sponsor of this video, CyberGhost VPN.
No!
It's not as easy as it sounds. I'm not saying for everybody with the unemployment crisis.
Which at first I thought was a little strange to even bring up an unemployment crisis because, again, I don't think that's helping the agenda they're going for here, until I realized that this was made in 2023 when Biden was president, which leads us to the man playing Dusty the Cop. Josh Schneider is...
there's still more holes!
Started the Dukes of Hazzard, Smallville, he was even Sam's dad on Glee, which confused me as to why a relatively big actor would be in a pretty politically charged movie until I checked his Wikipedia. So in the same year that he was filming this movie, good old Johnny Boy was investigated by the Secret Service for a very particular tweet saying that Joe Biden and his son Hunter should be publicly hung. I mean, technically, he kind of did get what he wanted. We did find out later pretty publicly that Hunter Biden is hung. Last thing I'm going to say about this is that
9 is crazy.
Sarah, and her first thought upon seeing this cop was, this man's cock stinks. So Dusty gets Nick a job as a garbage man, and we are introduced to his two co-workers, Michael, who becomes pretty important to the story, and Wilson, who is not. More on that later, which leads us to the title sequence and the opening jingle. Santa Claus has a dirty job, and he does it all night long. Again, weirdly porny. So now the local news station, who has an oddly phallic 7 on the logo, tells us exactly how the actor Mason Stone was canceled. It seems he was caught on camera saying,
God bless America, and may he protect our troops.
See, the problem with bad acting is that it makes me fully unable to tell what is meant to be satirical and what is something they actually believe. Like, obviously canceling someone for holding a bow is satire. It's made to seem like we're overreacting to things that aren't a big deal, sure. But we already had confirmed in the beginning of the film that he got canceled for loving God, which is something that actually is said all the time on Fox News. So which is it? You either believe it or you're making light of it. Pick a side. So because of this cancellation, Mason Stone has his role that he had already filmed replaced in the movie with AI.
Artificial intelligence indeed.
Again, I understand that this line was meant to be a joke and show that the woke mob is like fake smart or artificially intelligent. But again, the delivery was so bad that the first few times that I watched this film, I thought he was literally just explaining what AI stood for to their target audience, which is old people on Facebook, obviously. Also, side note, apparently they couldn't afford to put their show's logo on the mug. But honestly, at this point, that kind of just feels like critiquing an outhouse for its lack of a bidet, so moving on. So to explain why Mason Stone got canceled, the news...
There we go. Did it.
At Enchantress Kale.
Fascist, patriarchal agenda.
Who I genuinely cannot believe they didn't put in a neon wig. Like, if you're gonna do it right. Now, this left-wing hippy-dippy caricature is played by Victoria Jackson, who, to my absolute shock, was an SNL cast member from 1986 to 1992. Also, might I add, wild IMDb description. Victoria was raised in a Bible-believing, piano-playing, gymnastic home with no TV. She raised a family and recorded 2 children's albums, Ukulele Lady and Ukulele Ditties for Itty Bitty Kitties. The Ukulele Discourse Cinematic Universe stands strong. The next interview is with the CEO of Hasbro Toys, Marty Gravel, who is here to discuss the cancellation of Mason Stone's new toy line. This cancellation is very obviously being spearheaded by Marty's extremely gay-coded assistant, but also lawyer, I guess. Marty is hesitant to do so because they already spent
$1 million to produce.
Okay, first of all, garbage scriptwriter. If the first number you think of when you think, I need to come up with a big number for this script, is exactly 1 million. Second of all, Hasbro Toys is very obviously just Hasbro Toys, a company valued at over $11 billion. $1 million means nothing to them. And this leads to our final IMDb dive of the video, I promise, but oh boy, is it the best one. You see, Marty, the CEO of Hasbro Toys, is played by Eric Roberts, the previously estranged brother of Julia Roberts, and the currently estranged father of Emma Roberts. And you may be thinking that's all well and good, but like, why does his face look familiar to me? And I can tell you why. Because statistically, it is almost impossible that you have not seen Eric Roberts' face in either a TV show or film at one point in your life. He has 800 film credits and 94 upcoming projects. Oh my god, it was 94 when I was writing this script. He literally released a movie as I was editing this video. Jesus Christ. Now, this is all just from comments I've read online, so take it with a grain of salt, but allegedly, Eric Roberts will accept any role that is offered to him as long as he can film it in a single day, or he can do it via green screen. But genuinely, I do not think this man has ever turned down a role. And you want to know how I know that? Because this Oscar-nominated actor accepted the role of Talking Cat in, you guessed it, Talking Cat.
That's a problem with you.
I think he recorded this audio on an iPhone 6, not even a 6 Plus, a 6. So we're back to Nick, who finds a Mason Stone DVD, which apparently has the entire Odyssey written on the back, in the garbage. Michael starts explaining how Mason Stone got canceled when their coworker says,
Less chatter, more splatter. What do you say? That didn't make sense.
Wilson explains that he wants to go home early so he can go and take a shower, and our beloved heroes that we're rooting for respond like this.
Don't get our hopes up, dude. Smells worse than this can.
So
Oh, they subscribed to me. How sweet. Oomph. Tag me in something.
Have decided they can't understand him. He stinks, and they don't fucking like him. We then get a montage of Nick and Michael at work, riding a scooter, playing volleyball, having a pillow fight with garbage, and generally just doing anything but their job. So Nick's dad invites him to meet at a coffee shop that is being serenaded by a man who apparently can magically change chords on a guitar without moving his hands.
Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. Hey.
Hey! Dusty says Nick looks good, and Nick responds with,
Regular Chris Cuomo.
and yes, you guessed it, Chris Cuomo is the brother of New York mayoral race loser Andrew Cuomo. And yes, he did
Andrew Cuomo killed Slat's grandma.
harass half of his staff. And yes, Nick did just inadvertently call him hot. Dusty tells Nick that he's doing great at his job.
You've been killing it on the job.
And has more to offer than being a garbage man. After one, he just got Nick that job. And two, we just saw a montage of Nick literally not being good at that job. We also find out in this scene that Nick and his dad are both veterans that served in Afghanistan, and that Nick still has some PTSD, and that's what's led to his life of crime. This exposition is of course ruined by the fact that the musician is in the background playing his guitar while there's no music being heard in the cafe.
Whoa! Can you believe all this food fits in one box?
Yeah, I can. It looks pretty small, Arby's.
With Galen's now approach to nursing education, we can provide the support you need for a rewarding career.
It's time to change the way you think about pads. Always pocket flex foam. Full size protection in a tiny pouch. It's made with foam, not fluff. For up to zero feel and up to zero leaks. And absorbs more. Ready to go where you go. Always pocket flex foam.
I wish I changed the color of the brains text, but I've already finished it, so bleh. Nice. Nothing tops the Mori drawing.
Okay, so which one would I like here?
Immortal Consequences fits that
Blah 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 blue.
We got one.
So Nick's dad basically tells him that he needs to improve his life because his dead war friends can't, and Nick heads out. So Dusty calls his girlfriend and tells her that he missed her call because he was at coffee with Nick, even though it's clearly been like 6 hours since then. And Dusty's girlfriend, in the worst lit bathroom I have ever seen, complains that he spends way too much time on his PTSD-ridden veteran son and that he missed dinner with her.
Sitting alone in a restaurant by myself.
Alone implies by yourself. You don't have to say both of them. Also, why is Dusty wearing a wedding ring? You're not married to her.
Let's forget about Nick for a while, okay?
You do not have to do that for me.
That's literally what you just asked for. What the So now we're back to Nick with Another porny shot as he oversleeps for his shift at work. So good at his job, by the way. And it's worth noting that the guy that just made fun of his coworker for smelling bad lives like this. That picture frame doesn't even have a picture in it. Lock in, Nick. So Nick gets picked up by Michael to start their shift. We don't see Wilson again until the end of the movie, by the way. They literally just needed an excuse to be racist. Michael, giving a masterclass in overacting, tells Nick that they have a new gig to pick up some stuff for the landfill and how Wilson said the guy hiring them is weird.
Our Wilson said a guy was weird.
Now, of course, none of this happens before Michael compliments Nick on his amazing bod.
How does he maintain such an amazing bod?
Michael also shows Nick his favorite little figurine called Apostle Polly, which feels a little sacrilegious, but honestly, logic in this movie's world lost all meaning like 30 seconds into it. So Nick complains that it's way too early for this, even though it's the middle of the day. You can see the sun right above them, and they head out to their new job. So Nick and Michael get to the warehouse, and they meet the man who hired them, Matt Dickel. And of course, Michael and Nick are immediately, inexplicably rude to him. I wonder why.
Because he's black.
Warehouse, and they're not supposed to ask who's in charge or what's in the boxes or anything like that. And to
Kick this on the DL.
our heroes, of course, don't know that DL means down low, even though DL closeted gays literally crash Grindr every year at the Republican National Convention. So naturally, Michael and Nick immediately break into the boxes.
Our duty as great citizens of this country is to check, isn't it?
So good at his job, by the way. And what they find in those boxes are the canceled Mason Stone toys. Michael then claims that because the toys are canceled, they would be worth a fortune, and shows Nick a video of the toy influencer Pop Frog that he watches all the time. Why a man in his 50s is watching a toy review channel all the time is up to interpretation. Have fun with that. The reviewer also has this catchphrase,
Jiggle like jelly.
that they reference all the time when it wasn't even funny the first time.
Jiggle like jello. Jiggle like jelly. Look at the views.
There are literally no views in sight, but you know what is perfectly visible? That's right! And it was at this point in the movie that I was fully convinced that Michael's actor is just improving the entire role.
If these gotta go to the landfill.
It's all because some college kid on the internet got triggered or something.
Subtle. So then Nick, being the hometown hero he is, decides he's gonna start selling the toys he's assigned to destroy. And I am no economics major, don't get me wrong, but wouldn't keeping all of the toys reduce their value tremendously? I don't know, either I'm stupid or the movie is, but I've got 100
Oops.
on me. So Michael gives Nick an ill-fitting Santa hat after some homoerotic dialogue.
No, you're good looking.
And Nick leaves work where it's apparently snowing on a cloudless day in New Mexico. And Nick isn't wearing a coat, but it's apparently freezing. So while leaving work, Nick meets this kid named Silas, who got his bike broken after some bullies threw rocks at him for being poor.
They're throwing rocks? What is this, the West Bank?
Yeah, sounds like war really expanded your mind on the cruelties of the world, Nick. This also gives me a perfect time to mention that a portion of this ad revenue will be going to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. So watch this
Thank
video,
you,
watch
Blake
this video about
Jennings.
it, and if you want, I've left a link in the description to donate yourself. So Silas asks Nick if he'll beat up the bullies for him, and Nick responds,
I can't beat up kids. There's definitely rules against that.
I just know that those rules are the only thing that's keeping him from doing it. So the two bullies show up after apparently finishing up classes at junior college. Why are they antagonizing a kid half their age? And to his credit, Nick does try to help out, but then he gets bullied by the kids too.
Well, Santa's picking up garbage.
Which leads to his nickname of Jingle Smells, and apparently also a song that goes with it that both girls just know the words to automatically.
Jingle smells, stinking all the way.
Aren't they supposed to be in college?
Jingle bells! So the bullies leave and Nick walks Silas home, which I feel like is a terrible thing to show as normal for kids that are watching this. Later, Nick gives his coworker Michael one of the toys that he stole, and that is the only important part of this scene, but I just wanted to remind everyone that Nick is so good at his job. So now we're back to Marty, the Cash Bro CEO, who's in a meeting with his lawyers/assistants who are 30 feet away from him, and he basically spends the whole meeting just complaining about cancel culture and making the most low-hanging jokes you could possibly imagine.
Maybe we should market a line of cardboard boxes and call them Safe Space.
Because of his frustration about the fact that they had to pull their top seller that they only invested $1 million into, apparently. And I know I said earlier that Eric Roberts is an Academy Award nominated actor, but do not let that fool you into thinking he is committed to the craft. He is literally pumping out a movie every 6 days, so the lack of giving a shit is palpable.
I was kidding. This is crazy. Oh, hi, Mark.
So the gay little
Oh, hi, The Room reference. Oh, hi. I did not hit her.
Which of course is immediately
I
shut
did
down because he's a
not.
weird white character, and even worse, he's from the Northeast. There's also a weird Office style zoom here for no reason, and we never see it again, but I just wanted to bring that up as a reminder that this movie sucks. So we're back to Nick, who's about to meet with the toy influencer who conveniently lives in Fativa, New Mexico.
You smell like trash.
He's only been moving toy boxes for a week. Why would he smell like trash? But he does pique the interest of the influencer after showing him the canceled toy. So they meet in his office after the most surreal transition I have ever laid my eyes upon.
Bro.
I'm not actually trying to put in full-blown effort right now, bruh.
You don't know squat about
So Nick agrees to sell the toy to the influencer for $200, which the influencer later in the movie sells for thousands of dollars. Nick, you're a f***ing idiot.
What if I told you I had more?
Again, I don't think they have that much value if you keep giving him more of them. So we're back to Dusty, and he is currently having dinner with his girlfriend Lisa, which is serenaded by the same guy as the one in the coffee shop. Again, not moving those hands in the least. Lisa is frustrated that Dusty's loaned his son money and says that Nick is a grown adult and needs to fix his own life.
Let the broken winged bird fly.
Again, I don't think that telling the war vet with PTSD to f off and figure it out is exactly the message you want to be going for in a Christmas movie. Like, Diva, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Nick either, but like, are we supposed to be rooting for her? She kind of comes off as a homewrecker. In perfect timing, Nick shows up and pays back the money he owes his dad, which feels like something that Nick could have done at any time, not necessarily during his dad's date, but maybe the corrupt cop is also a loan shark with a deadline, who knows?
Well, do you remember that $1,000 you lent me?
In case you missed that, yes, that was the worst bit take I've ever seen on film. So Dusty starts to get suspicious that his son has that kind of money, but Lisa says to just go with it.
Dusty, we're not gonna have an intervention.
Again, she seems so lovely. Meanwhile, Marty the CEO has just been informed that the canceled toys are being reviewed by the toy influencer. With Rumble still plainly in view, worry not. And obviously he is pissed as hell and wants to find the thieves that are responsible for this, after destroying the ugliest sandwich a human could possibly make. So at this point, Nick is feeling kind of bad that Silas, the poor kid, isn't going to get any toys for Christmas, so he leaves a canceled toy at his house. And accompanying that toy is a note saying that it's from Jingle Smells. And now Silas is officially an accessory to burglary. Truly the gift that keeps on giving. So Silas finds Nick to thank him for the toy, and oh my god, I cannot even begin to describe the walk that he does in this scene.
Come back.
Silas, of course, knows that Nick is Jingle Smells, but Nick tells him to keep it a secret, saying,
Because it's between me and you know? I'm the big guy.
And Silas thinks the big guy is the president, and Nick responds by saying this.
No, not him. Don't go near him.
Clean and no agenda. So Nick notices that Silas's street is filled with kids in underprivileged households, so he decides to give more of the canceled toys away, which means we are about to give an entire street of children who statistically in America have a higher chance of being arrested stolen property. Like, you think these cops aren't going to be strolling through the West Bank, as you call it, and you just gave all these kids contraband? So now that we are officially over halfway done with the movie's length, we officially have the central plot. Nick uses some of the toys he was going to sell and drops them off at the children's houses in a very theatrical gesture for some reason. So everyone is elated to get their toys the next day. Again, they told Silas to walk normal, and he absolutely choked. And for some reason, it's shot like a Coca-Cola ad. Also, for some reason, the truck doesn't move, they just move the camera to make you think it did, which does make me believe that either Nick or the actor playing him have a DUI under the belt. So the story of Jingle Smells delivering the toys to the kids makes the local news, and we get shots of the joy of the children and adult actors that really needed their SAG card renewed.
It's a Jingle Smells miracle! I don't even think he cares if you've been naughty or nice.
Yeah, because he gave you stolen goods. He's inherently naughty. So we're back at the coffee shop, and the guitar player is now mixing it up a little by finally moving his hands, but now is playing the same chord. Nick meets with his dad, who apparently is never on duty, and the absent cop starts to question how Nick is getting his money. During this conversation, Nick gets a call from the toy influencer, who tells him to stop giving the toys to the kids because it's making the CEO track them down easier. I don't really know how him selling the toys is any different, but I digress. So Nick's dad overhears this conversation on the phone, but to him, it sounds like a drug trade.
I can give more. Alright, but this is the last time.
But being the corrupt cop that he is, he doesn't do anything about it, but gives Nick a stern warning.
Nick, I will bust you.
Again, porny. Our next scene has Nick and Michael heading back to the warehouse, where they find out they've been fired because they're accused of theft, which they're pissed about, even though that's exactly what they did. They're also being complete smartasses to their boss, even though they literally just got caught committing a crime. Streamer behavior, I know.
He's not worth it.
Yes, he is. He's your boss.
He's like acting like we stole some of this junk.
You did! Like, I know Nick is the one that's actually doing all the stealing, but movie, and you knew it was stolen! So because he's fired from the warehouse but still needs to get more toys, Nick goes back later that night to steal from the warehouse again. There's also an extremely obvious night filter on this shot, but like, are we shocked? And I think the actor here was trying to go for like a physical comedy thing, trying to be inconspicuous, but there's a part where it looks like he's just digging down the warehouse door. While they were being fired, the boss hinted to them that the password to the warehouse had something to do with the performer Charlie Daniels. So Nick, being the 007 that he is, does this.
Search
What is Charlie Daniels' birthday?
Charlie Daniels was born October 20th.
Why would you ask Siri out loud instead of just Googling it on your phone if you're trying not to get caught? So we're back to the news, and they're giving us some Jingle Smells updates. I don't know why they keep covering this story. But now they track down Mason Stone, an A-list actor, mind you, at what appears to be the lobby of a Hampton Inn and Suites. And of course, the canceled Mason Stone is elated that the toys are being stolen and admits this publicly on the cross necklaces, which doesn't seem to fit the stereotype they were shooting for, but okay. And then security carries her off the set.
I think I swallowed my nose ring!
No agenda! So we're now at Christmas Eve, and the Jingle Bell story, for some reason, has made national news.
Following the Mason Stone Jingle Smells drama.
I hope Sean Hannity looks back on this gig with pride. Silas shows up and tells Nick that the local hospital can't have Santa visit tonight because of an incoming major snowstorm. So he tells Nick that he needs to deliver some of the toys to the kids. And Nick is reluctant to take this request. One, because it's the middle of the day, he'll probably get caught by the police. And two, he's running low on inventory and he wants to sell some. During this conversation, Silas realizes that Nick has been stealing the toys and he is absolutely devastated.
I thought you cared about kids like me.
They don't have to give them the stolen toys.
You ain't Jingle Smells. You're just trash.
I just gotta get this bike to move so I can leave the scene. Oh god. And Michael also gets mad at Nick for not giving the toys away and instead trying to sell them.
I knew from the time I saw that TV show.
And now what I guess is supposed to be like the rock bottom moment or something, Michael gives Nick his Apostle Polly, saying,
You're gonna need this more than me when they put you back in jail.
you know it's still theft if he gives the kids the toys, right? Like, he's going to jail either way. So Nick smacks Polly out of his hands, which breaks the figurine, and he storms off. So now we're at our fallen hero moment of the movie, and in an act of desperation, Nick goes to church and prays. There's nobody in the church when he walks in, but suddenly the shitty guitar player appears out of nowhere and tells Nick how to pray. Nick then, of course, goes into his obligatory...
Do they have another reference without a watermark?
There's warning, there's no reason for it, you know?
And then he says something where you're supposed to feel bad for him, but he just comes off as like a major hypocrite.
You see these little girls, their parents, they just want them.
Oh yeah, I already did these.
West Bank.
So this scene is supposed to be like the most emotional one, but you can't help but be distracted the entire time because they are rapidly moving between 3 different shots, all of which are terrible. But anyway, during this monologue, Nick explains how his mind never really left the battlefield when he came home, and that's why he screws everything up. And the musician, after hearing this a heart-achingly vulnerable moment, I guess, replies in the worst way possible.
I hate to break it to you, son, but that's just life.
Yeah, just like stop it, you know? Like, if I had PTSD, I would just stop having PTSD. Grow up. So Nick asks if stealing from the garbage is okay, and the man responds,
That's as if they've relinquished ownership.
right, exactly. So Santa, we both know he's Santa at this point, right? Like, did you figure that out? Okay, cool. Says that stealing from the trash is morally gray at worst, even though the entire point of you having access to that trash is that you were supposed to destroy it. Also, you were...
I'm gonna go get some water.
Waste in a landfill while children went without Christmas presents.
That's actually really good logic, Santa. If there's something that is readily available and then a bunch of people that need that thing, those people should...
Karen houses. Ugh. Such a pretty mama. Thou shalt not steal. Exactly.
Which have no purpose. They are just the kids of the cast, and they wanted to put them on the screen. It also implies that Santa uses child labor. So they all disappear in a flash, and Nick leaves the church. So now we're at the hospital before an encroaching snowstorm. The sun's literally out, and Nick is sneaking around to drop off the presents. Poorly. Are we shocked? Poorly. Like, that lady absolutely saw you.
Bye, Mama.
You're on the right side. Also, he chunks a garbage bag, and it makes no noise for some reason.
If you have to ask why it's important to start your day early, here's your answer.
Choose 2 of your breakfast favorites for $6, like a bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddles.
Enjoy 2 years free from hair and hair removal. Discover Bronze Smart IPL,
Uh-oh.
an alternative to laser. With Chewy, never run out of the nutrition they need. Hank has trouble getting on the couch these days, so he needs a weight control.
This is Carlos. And he is a living proof of why what we do matters.
Code pink.
Taking Dr. Study
after tracking him on his phone and threatens to arrest him.
Are you gonna arrest me?
In the cast of this movie is either poor, sick, or completely incompetent. So in an attempt to help his son escape, Nick's dad suggests that he change his clothes and sneak out. So good at his job. But immediately upon exiting the room of the sick children, he is caught by the other cops.
He's not going straight to his summer.
Huh? Everything in this movie is porn! So Nick is not taken to jail and instead is taken to the warehouse for some reason, I don't know. Waiting for him there is Marty, the CEO, saying he was the one who got Nick arrested. Gay little lawyer assistant wants to destroy the toys, thinking it'll make Cashbro look good and help him get his own toy line produced. Which I don't know how a lawyer gets to make a toy line, but whatever at this point, I don't know. Michael insults the gay little assistant, and we finally get another line from Wilson.
What I say? Not the mansplain. He'd like to load you into the truck.
That's not even how mansplaining works. You're talking to another man. So, in an act of rage, gay little assistant crushes the toys. Now, after a little bit of convincing and very bad acting, obviously, the CEO offers to drop all the charges if Nick will just publicly apologize for his actions. And Nick says no.
What's it say to the kids?
That telling the truth and not stealing is a good thing? What are we talking about? And suddenly, all the people in the town and the Santa child laborer elf, but not Santa, arrive to protest the arrest. The dad's girlfriend and Silas, a literal child nephew, somehow walk right past the police barricade and tell them to not arrest Nick.
Girl from all these, huh?
Does he know her name? They literally never met in the movie. Come on, writers. Lisa tells them.
Nick's story has gone worldwide.
And arresting Nick would make Cashbro look bad and make them lose sales, and they all break into their song of protest.
Those smiles, jingles.
Why do they all know the words? When suddenly Mason Stone arrives and breaks through the police tape. What are these cops even here for? So he also tells the CEO that he can't arrest Nick, and the CEO is just like, good enough for me. So he decides not to press charges, even though I'm pretty sure if you're caught by police committing theft, it doesn't matter if the person that you stole from presses charges or not, you got caught doing theft. Because this movie is so quirky, Marty instead decides that he wants to arrest gay little lawyer assistant.
Arrest my lawyer.
Arrest me? For what?
But he can't think of a reason to arrest him, and the police suggest a reason for destruction of stolen property since he crushed those toys. You know, that thing that they wanted to do this whole movie. So the police chase him down, and Mason Stone and the toy influencer commit vigilante violence. So then, like, 2 minutes pass, and they throw a party to celebrate that Nick isn't getting arrested in the same warehouse. But it does lead me to have a couple questions, like who brought the potluck and a live band to an impromptu protest? And why do they know the words? And Nick's dad is finally proud of him, saying,
You said you wanted to do something with your life, right? Maybe this is it. This is something.
his thing is stealing Mr. Policeman. So we're finally to our epilogue, and Mason Stone is uncancelled and is now about to star in his next film, Jingle Smells. The toy influencer keeps on making videos for his channel and is not arrested for some reason. Cashbro decides to move their entire distribution facilities to this podunk-ass town that we've been in the whole time, and releases a new Jingle Smells toy with a garbage truck with cop lights. And we get one last national news announcement from Sean Hannity.
Not only is this man not a thief.
Yes, he was! Don't y'all defend billion-dollar companies for sport? What is your goal here? Nick's agent wants him to dive in full-time for this Jingle Smells movie because it's going to be his big break. But he turns down the fame to stay a garbage truck driver after having done maybe 3 shifts. Nick then gives Michael back the fixed Apostle Polly, which makes no sense because Michael had at least one of the pieces when it broke. But Michael says he doesn't need it anymore because he has a new favorite figurine, the Jingle Smells toy. So they ride off into the sunset on the garbage truck, and they have a snow falling effect for like 2 seconds and then just give up halfway through the shot. We are then shown at the very end that Sean Hannity is the executive producer, and oh, this actually makes a lot more sense now. And that is the movie. We now know everything there is to know about Jingle Smells. Or do we? See, I have
Athena P did a Some Assembly Required video?
A retelling is not complete without
Yes, please. Some Assembly Required? Goated. Hold on. Speaking of Some Assembly Required, I have an OC for that. I love him with all my heart. He's my alternative baby boy, and he's perfect. Wrong folder. There he is. He's shipped with Jarvis and that other dude. What's his face? Bowie. Yeah. Yeah. And people kind of liked his design. I love this drawing so much. Favorite drawing. I can't wait to commission them again. I will commission them at some point. I never actually commissioned them, but yeah. So good. Anyways.
Dear Filming Athena, today's video covers a show about a toy company, and you conveniently lined up this upload with the release of your You Choose plush So then, Bud lovers, I'm Athena P, and the P stands for Lush. Welcome back to Camper Cringe.
I'm P. Everett Knickknack. The P stands for poop. Anyways.
Shows, but in Camper Cringe, we look at shows aimed at tweens/teens and decide whether it's camp or cringe or both or neither. I did not grow up watching Some Assembly Required.
I did.
Unfortunately not Canadian. This flew into my radar
It's
because my TikTok
on
page
Netflix.
this video of this goth girl getting jumped from every angle. Travis will know I wrote that song and how I feel about him. What if he doesn't feel the same way about me? Do you ever say anything nice about anyone?
Yeah, I just said something nice about Jarvis. I pointed out that he has standards.
I saw that this show had some of the snark and sassiness that I would see on Good Luck Charlie, and I knew I had to investigate further. Little did I know, this is the most tame it gets. A quick run, 2015 to 2016, 3 seasons made up of 57 episodes full of confusion, chaos, and crime. As always, we have much to discuss, but first, a quick word from our sponsor. You know what's so
Nah, I'll pass on that.
The first thing we see in the very first episode is this sweeping overhead shot of houses with snow on them. It's Christmas Day, and there's this jolly jingle. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Jarvis opens the door, and he smiles at his very silly friend
Bowie.
Just putting it lightly, dude is quirky with a capital Q. He forgets school is off for Christmas because Bowie celebrates every single holiday in August. The dialogue definitely has an essence of humor, but nothing that justifies this amount of laugh track.
Right. We're weird. Not the guy who observes every holiday in August. It's way more efficient. Why pay inflated prices for Christmas gifts in December? Or fight through crowds of candy-crazed trick-or-treaters in October?
I love how they couldn't even commit to a full laugh for that one. Just the faintest hint of a confused giggle, because wait, what did this dork even say? Or fight through candy-crazed trick-or-treaters in October. What?
Save the jokes for August Fool's Day.
Okay, because it's supposed to be in April. Oh, this is funny. Jarvis's aunt's gift to him is a science kit for toddlers, and it explodes and destroys his house. This is somehow more of a live-action cartoon than Big Time Rush is. What an intro, and what an underreaction from the entire family. Here's some quippy things I'd say if my house burnt down on Christmas. Uh-oh, looks like we got a visit from Crisp Kringle. I've heard of getting cold for Christmas, but this is ridiculous. So Jarvis confronts the head of Knick-Knack Toys for this clearly faulty kit. I guess his parents were completely okay with what happened because they are not pleading their case. They were like, well, it was your Christmas gift, dude. You deal with it. The head of Knick-Knack Toys is Candace Wheeler, and her first solution is just giving him a new kit. I don't think he wants that. Chemistry set. There's a huge back and forth, and she says this snappy line.
So sue me.
The P stands for pretend, and profit, and get out of my face.
Good one. I can see why you got the big laugh for that.
Get out of my face.
The conversation ends with her saying, "Why don't you sue me?" To which Jarvis says, "Okay, I figured we'd jump into a court scene. Maybe the episode would be the legal battle. But instead, we hard cut to Jarvis banging this gavel. There was a time jump after the proceeding where Jarvis not only won, but now he also owns the toy company. Kids taking control of
Also, the show being Canadian makes so much sense.
But it also really reminds me of that stupid Shane Dawson song, Have No Fear, Your Hero is Near.
Shut the hell up.
Well, bitch. Fuck, it is in the same. No, why did you point that out?
But now it's all our problem. Jarvis and Bowie talk about how they need more people to help them run the company, and then we get hit by the roller coaster. Yeah, this is their transition screen. It just appears, it just clips in. Assembling the team is as easy for Jarvis as the lawsuit was. He just kinda knows people from his school, and now we kinda know them too. Piper, the goth girl, is the hacker. She knows a lot about tech. In a movie theater, she somehow controls the projector so she can yell at a girl who is loudly talking on her phone. But honestly, doing all this, I'm just gonna say it, that's way more disruptive to the movie. But it is an incredible show of skill. Piper has a huge crush on Jarvis and agrees to be his chief technology officer. Astor's the chief design officer because he has qualifications as a sassy fashionista.
And yet he has a crush on Piper, even though he's so gay. He's so gay, it hurts.
That are just as ridiculous as his are. Instead of helping people find their confidence, he'll be like, haha, you look ridiculous wearing that. Oh, what? Little old this? It's my ostrich feather Sona. I made it by killing an ostrich. You wanna be on top, 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 top? You wanna be on top? Then we meet Knox. He's a meathead. Jarvis tries giving him his job while Knox is doing stunts on the wing of a plane. I love the realism of this shot. I wonder if they got a real plane for this. I wonder if they do their own stunts. I didn't think it could get any better, but then they skydived off the plane, so Knox is naturally the one to test the safety of their toys. Jarvis calls him their human crash dummy. Jarvis hires Geneva as his assistant just because he has a crush on her. Uh-oh, don't do that. And of course, Piper doesn't like Geneva. Why are so many shows like this? Bowie creates his own freeze frame with the typed out job description, which is a fun fourth wall break. Somehow they know they're being watched. In this day and age, aren't we all? Anyway, Bowie has to beg his own best friend for a position at the company. And instead of getting VP like he expected, Jarvis doesn't even know what to give Bowie. I don't think he ever gets an official job title. They brainstorm what the next big toy is gonna be, but we don't actually see them invent this mecha suit for kids. So much of the plot happens off screen. The show is just back-to-back gags, to the point where I get just a tad bit impatient. I want to see the friend group form. I want to see actual bonds, but instead it's just jokes like this.
This place is sick!
Oh, this place isn't feeling well. We should make it soup.
10 minutes later.
And we can serve them the soup this building refuses to eat. Come on, it will make you feel better. You've got a temperature.
Cute. We are introduced to this overarching plot where the ex-owner of the company, Candace Wheeler, is disguised as the cleaning lady, Mrs. Bubkiss, to sabotage the group from the inside. Drama. And every episode ends with a commercial that shows off a toy from the company. I do enjoy this ongoing bit a lot. It's a really fun way to wrap things up. There's the Lego table, stuffed animal couches, and there's this whole outdoor rooftop area where these chairs have shoes.
This guy's got shoes.
For maximum silliness, Jarvis and crew end up working at Melody Burger, sneaking their toys into the Snappy Meals. That feels kind of counterintuitive. They are not only working for free, but giving their toys away for free too. Why would he offer you the $5 million deal now? Did you even patent this? What if evil CEO just does what evil CEOs do and steals it? But dude, I don't know, somehow their plan works. And we find out that Mr. Melody's kid that he abandoned has been working for the company this whole time.
Not you, John. You're not a kid. Thanks for remembering my name, Dad. Hey, Peg.
I love when tragedy meets comedy. We laugh, but this dude worked his ass off and sang his heart out just to get his dad's attention, and it never worked. Oh, by the way, Aster, the one who's super into fashion, he's not in this episode at all. Even more proof that Jarvis hired way too many people. Not even the writers of this show know what to do with all of them. Now, don't get me wrong, the madness started way before these kids. The toys were alive before Jarvis was even in charge. I thought this hungry hedgehog fight from episode 1 was just a one-off gag, but in episode 4, Rainbow Bunny, we see these rainbow pooping plush rabbits. They want revenge on Aster for killing their friends, and they fully attack Bowie. I gotta make one of those edits with that song, I think I'm gonna
Die in this house.
Bowie's bites are even rainbow colored. The kids only wanted to order 1,000 of these toys for the very dedicated fans, but Geneva ended up ordering way too many. Wait a minute, they order through manufacturers? How many manufacturers does Knick Knack Toys work with? Seeing them order toys instead of creating them was an aspect of this business I did not account for. I fear this is just normal in their world. In the episode Cupid's Bow, a stuffed animal talks.
No one's here but a stuffed animal.
He's behind the chair.
We hear there's an organization like PETA, but for stuffed animals. This goes way beyond Knick Knack Toys. In season 1, episode 10, Bowie, of all people, made an invention that says your thoughts out loud. Piper and Jarvis, for whatever reason, changed this invention so that you can play games with your mind. Newsflash, buddy, that's just mind flags. But this invention is dangerous because if something happens to the arcade machine, like let's say somebody throws a water balloon at it, the video game characters will take over the humans' minds. This episode was nuts. Jarvis thinks he's the lobster from the Lobster Trap video game. Knox thinks he's a mermaid. And Piper is the chef. Seeing the gameplay in real life was so much fun. And the possessed humans snap out of it right after the victory scream, where the chef and the mermaid kiss. What? So possessed Knox and Piper accidentally bonk each other on the head, snapping them out of it, and Knox is still into it.
Anyway, what are you about the kids?
It was giving the same vibe as Clone High's JFK and Joan, or more specifically JFK and John Dark. Dude, I kind of shipped it for a second. However, every character gets a lobotomy every 5 seconds, so in season 3, he's just really mean to her out of nowhere.
Who said you could talk to me? What is it for?
He was the nicest to her all of season 1, they just had to make it really clear that wasn't happening. And at that point, it was already very obvious. We'll get to Chiper. In the season 1 episode, Ricky Van Felt, we learn that Jarvis is afraid of puppets. So Candace torments him with one, and after Jarvis successfully beats the puppet to death, he is ready to make a deal with Tinkletown to distribute their puppets. Tinkletown is this show's version of Sesame Street, as we see by all the Cookie Monster gags. But the deal is off because they saw the video of Jarvis killing a puppet. When it's revealed that Geneva uploaded the video thinking that it was a lost Tinkletown episode, we then see Jarvis as an angry puppet hybrid. This would have scared the shit out of me as a kid. But now I get to make a very topical Tumblr post about it.
Please
Clap. In season 1, episode 25, Jarvis invents the Every Ball. It turns into every type of ball, disco ball and matzo ball included. But don't eat 1, Episode 3, Pants Full of Ants, we get the first episode that barely has to do with toys. Piper is sleeping at work, and Jarvis is worried about her, so he spies on her. Classic sitcom lack of boundaries. Jarvis and Bowie discovered that Piper turns the company rooftop into a club at night. This is illegal. And Jarvis, as we know, has a winning streak in these courts. Lawyer up, Piper. We don't get into the unprofessionalism of Piper. We are far too distracted by the song she sings. At first, Jarvis seems impressed. He likes her voice, and then all of a sudden, the lyrics are about how she has a crush on Jarvis, and she names him by name.
Jarvis, I wanna get
Jarvis is confused and alarmed at this realization. The next
Jarvis, I wanna be with you.
He really wanted to spare her the awkwardness and act like he didn't hear all of that, but Bowie is anything but subtle, and he doesn't really care about how he affects anyone, so he's just singing the song out loud. Piper, like any alternative girlie confronted with her feelings in a kid's show, resorts to violence. She does this to stall for time because she lied about the song being a cover. Oh no, Jarvis, this isn't about you. I didn't even write that song. Smooth. We gotta keep up this will they or won't they, so communication out of the question. She puts on different disguises and makes a music video. As Monster Chair, she named the band after the first thing she saw. To prevent Jarvis from looking it up before she creates the fake band music video, she puts up a firewall on his computer. I now headcanon that this is the daughter of Spencer Shea. She just learned how to harness these powers. She was going to come clean to Jarvis in the end, but instead she was distracted by someone pretending to be her fake band after her song went viral. She should fight for her art and for that record deal that was rightfully hers, but instead she feels like she won because Jarvis said the lead singer is gorgeous. And Aster, who insulted Piper all episode, said she's talented. These two are friends. Aww, and she actually likes when he roasts her. The first Chippy episode, as you saw, was very cute. This next one is disturbing.
'Cause of the love arrow.
Piper invents an actual bow and arrow that will make Jarvis love her. Ew. It's like that Descendants plot all over again. It doesn't matter that it's temporary. You can't force consent. Creepy ass plot point. Pipe her? No. Fight her. Karma finds her in the end because she ends up striking herself and falling in love with Bowie. You'd think she'd learn by the end of the episode, but not only does she continue to try and use the bow on Jarvis, but the Cupid's bow is also the toy that's advertised at the end of the episode, meaning they're selling this drug to kids. Hate that. The one silver lining was that this was a great episode for Aster, who keeps telling Piper she's being a creep. Gay best friend being the voice of reason, so transformative. Never seen that before. Also, just wanted to point out while we're here, Aster at this point is played by a 26-year-old. It's the Jason Earls effect. In Season 1, Episode 20, Realm of Raiders, we get to see just how weird the dynamic is between Jarvis and Piper. Jarvis has a crush on Robin, Piper's gamer friend, saying he likes her goth style and the fact that she's good with tech, and even says right in front of Piper that he doesn't know anyone else like that. She is understandably very confused and insulted. Jarvis even asks Piper out on a meaningless practice date so he can practice for his real date with Robin. Piper gives him a lot of terrible advice, hoping to sabotage the date, but then Jarvis also wants to practice kissing with Piper. This workplace comedy is a mess. HR violation after HR violation.
Uh-oh.
In the Season 1 finale, Piper wants to know how Jarvis really feels about her without risking rejection. So she pretends to have a job offer in Finland. Jarvis tries putting down this new job opportunity because he wants her to stay and he can't imagine work without her. But halfway through the episode, he calls the number on the fake Finnish company's website and sees it go to Piper's phone. So now he's just petty. He's telling her to go to the new job. He throws a farewell party for her, but when she's about to leave with a box of her things, they both are honest, for once. It was a pretty romantic moment, but to stretch this out even longer, he doesn't know she was trying to get a romantic confession out of him. He thought this was her way of asking for a raise. Lack of communication strikes again. Throughout the show, Piper is atrociously down bad. For example, the opening of Season 2's Rough Rider was moment. The two don't actually kiss until the second to last episode of the series. They're the two smartest characters here, and yet they're still so stupid. With a moment this blatant, they should have gotten together in the very next episode. Also, I need to show you another clip from this episode. It has nothing to do with the ship. I'm just surprised with how much this show was able to get away with.
6 and 10 years ago, the ex-Magus Queen and myself begat a child. Great! I'm picturing you but didn't, son.
Season 2, Episode 12, Piper invents stinky face glasses. It's smell-o-vision for movies. I love it. I want it to be real, but she doesn't get the credit she deserves because the guys are too busy praising Geneva's smells. I'm sorry, I don't mean to shame the girl getting overlooked or the girl getting objectified, but why did Piper choose to make her demonstration Geneva-centered? She knows the guys are obsessed with her. This leads to a plot where Piper proves that blondes have more fun. Piper's Hannah Montana-ass alter ego is Holly, and I thought the episode would end with Jarvis finding out that Holly is Piper, but that never happened. Piper still feels hopeful because Jarvis said the date was going terribly until he realized that Holly is tech-savvy and secretly smart.
I'm like breaking up with you. What? You're just gonna have to like find someone who's all the things I am. Except blonde hair color doesn't matter.
Relax.
Shit does it.
The Schnorps from the episode The Schnorps were upgraded by Piper. She put her and all her friends' personality into these dolls Black Mirror style. Why
How does that work?
Not only for profit, this all started because Piper was practicing how to win over Jarvis with Schnorp Jarvis. Can it get any worse for these creatures? Yes! The moment they're finally free, they're eaten by a cat. Season 2, Episode 16 is another humiliation ritual for Piper, who convinces herself that Jarvis remembered to celebrate the anniversary of the day they met. How she met Jarvis is he accidentally slammed his locker in her face. Instead of being sentimental about that, Jarvis convinces movie star Jaslyn...
Dang it! I just realized I didn't fill in the eyebrows.
pretending Aster's designs are his. Jaslyn is played by My Babysitter's a Vampire and Riverdale's Vanessa Morgan. Aster hits on Jarvis disguised as a girl, and later on in the series, Aster is convinced he has a crush on Piper. That's what I get for assuming sexuality. Or for thinking that Netflix would have the balls to have a canonically gay character in 2015. Season 3 was especially pathetic because they were kind of joking about it. They kept saying to Aster, like, oh, it's okay, buddy, we know your secret. You could tell us your truth. And then he was, like, going through his clothes, and it was the Village People outfit. He said, it's raining men, hallelujah. Like, but nothing about him having a crush, or, I don't know, it was just, it pissed me off. Did they have him in the closet because that's where the clothes are and he loves clothes, ha 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 ha. It's not even queer baiting, it's queer full non-acceptance. Like, you have a gay character, have him be gay. Ooh, that's my celebrity crush. It's so easy, it kind of annoyed me. To stop me from going crazy, I had canon that he knew this was Jarvis all along. But regardless, the episode ends with Piper heartbroken watching the love of her life on TV on a date with a celebrity, while Bowie makes her rub his for Geneva, because only she would want a song praising the way she looks.
I was just lip syncing in a mocking way to mock the song for its mock-worthy, unfeministy stuff.
Oh, of course, you were mocking it. That explains all those goofy dance moves.
Yeah, goofy.
Don't make me feel bad. When did I start rooting for these two? When did this happen? In season 3, episode 11, famous cook Claude visits Knick Knack Toys to collaborate on a kitchenware toy set with them. Jarvis used to be a big fan of his until he saw Claude flirting with Piper. It seems like the two had immediate chemistry, but she ended up hating him. In fact, Jarvis and Piper almost kissed, and Bowie interrupted them again. Bowie is a fan favorite, and I do not know why. We'll talk about Piper and Jarvis getting together in the series finale, but first,
Identity theft is not a joke.
Joke.
we're finally getting to this little
Millions of people's referring every year.
we see a live-action human man claiming to be the real P. Everett Knick Knack. Aw, but it's sketchy and weird because in the very first episode, Candace said that the mascot isn't real and he's not based on a real person. So as he was telling all these stories about the past with these spinning newspapers and the duck that he taught German, I thought he was making all this up. As ridiculous as the stories are, it still checks out for this world, so that wasn't the big red flag. I more so thought he was trying to take over the company, which is why I was distrustful. I thought Bowie would expose that he's a fraud with these real newspapers from the time, but when Jarvis is presented the evidence, he rips it in half. I honestly gasped. Why? Why? Jarvis says that the P stands for part of the family. Jarvis will hire anyone. I fear this man is an escaped convict. The P stands for prison. He isn't seen in the next episode, but the episode after that. In Dance Crew Evolution, we see that this old man passes out every time he overexerts himself, leading to the kids thinking he's dead. Dude needs medical attention. Where does he go when he's not at his supposed former company? In season 1, episode 9, Candace even starts her own competitor company called Click Clack. And the episode ends with an animated version of her in her commercial. I thought they got the real life old guy to provide the voice for the animated version, but in season 2 it's revealed Geneva provided the cartoon voice for these commercials.
I'm P. Everett Knick Knack. The P stands for pick what?
They're legit. eBay. Guaranteed authentic. Also eBay.
Tax Act is
Man, there's so many details, but I love this goober so much. He's so cute.
WGU's online healthcare programs are built for busy lives. Learn more at wgu.edu.
Life moves fast, but when that Freddy's hits, you can't help but slow down.
Skip the ad.
What were the writers of this show on? Oh, and by the way, live action P. Everett Knick Knack, we never see him again. He never shows up again.
He died.
What was the point?
Uh-oh, stinky.
Sexism.
Storyline is having a crush on Jarvis and being insulted for her looks. Many characters say she has a boy face and she's mistaken as a boy throughout the series. Geneva's main storyline is being harassed every 5 seconds. In the episode Cupid's Bow, Geneva is being chased around by a crowd of boys, and she is desperately trying to get them to leave her alone. In season 1, episode 7, Dance Crew Evolution, Jarvis and the guys are drooling over Geneva's dance crew, with the drool bucket even being what's advertised at the end of the episode. I found this article from Decider all about the distasteful jokes, and while I agree with the sentiment, it's clear they did not watch beyond episode 1, which hurt their argument a bit because there are much better examples than what they give. Pop, Mrs. Bupkis sticks a toilet plunger on the face of our 14-year-old protagonist, Jarvis Raines. Your not-so-average middle schooler who recently gained control of Knick Knack Toy Company after brought up. The whole Lost in Translation thing, that is Candace Wheeler in a disguise. You didn't watch the show. I also think using the fictional old lady as the main example when they have insulted and harassed teenagers throughout the show, that should be at the top of your list of priorities. You're not delivering the message in the most effective way, I fear. I hate to actually you, but there are much better examples. Like in season 1, episode 8, we see an old knick-knack commercial for the doll Angie. It is so over the top with their social commentary. It is painfully on the nose. This doll has such a tiny waist and huge boobs, it would snap her in half. And in the commercial, we hear a Disney-like princess voice singing, "Hair of gold, hourglass figure 19 years old. Other girls study and read their books, 'cause they don't have her lovely looks. And she's perfect as you can see, the ideal girl you want to be." And the commercial ends with animated P. Everett knick-knack whistling at her.
The P stands for pretty.
Cat calling? Ew. Also, how does that old ad have 3D animation? That doesn't make any sense.
We never see him again. So needless to say, this episode starts at an 11 on the creepy scale. And I thought they'd de-escalate. The characters would see how weird this is, or if they didn't, they would quickly learn. But no. Jarvis and Bowie are holding a beauty contest, and Piper is disgusted. Rightfully so, because,
If you put the judges' table on stage, we'll have an even better view. The judges' table in their dressing room.
This aired in 2015 when a presidential candidate was echoing the same objectifying statements. I know these boys are being framed as morally corrupt, but the laugh track after that is very upsetting. There's a more tactful and less tacky way of writing characters with flaws that need to learn lessons. Thankfully, Knox is nowhere near this mess. Maybe he's an ally to women everywhere. I think. Maybe.
Can we see something you did?
I don't think so. I did some stuff I'm not proud of, including a commercial in a really tiny bikini.
Okay, we completely understand.
Yeah.
We must find that commercial.
Definitely.
I hate that bit.
Never mind. The beauty contest is hijacked by Piper, who presents a group of exceptionally smart
Knox being like, who said you could talk to me? What the fuck? Did I not add him to the list of the dudes that... Oh, wait, no, he does have a crush on Knox. Never mind.
at the oldest 11. Even that makes me sad. Like, what were they cast as? Ugly girl number 1? Like, ugh. These girls perform surgery on stage. Bring an extinct plant back to life to cure lizard face. See, this is where this show really throws me, because it is so mean sometimes. But then something truly off the wall happens that makes me so invested in this world. Does this take place in the same universe as Odd Squad? Is all the oddness a result of these evil toy scientists? Back on topic, when Piper is declared the new inspiration for the Angie dolls, unfortunately, the degradation, humiliation, and insulting continues.
Not as pretty as she used to be. Wait, what? All the boys may run and hide. I wouldn't say hide, but Angie's got beauty. It's just deep inside. I hate you.
I'm P. Everett knick-knack. The P stands for personality.
I hate you too. The article I was critical of was not wrong, like I was saying, but I wish it was a deeper dive. Critiques like the one in the article can be dismissed as surface level just based off how scattered it is, especially when they jump to a completely different show, Richie Rich, without giving us any time to process or break down what they were trying to say about some assembly.
Ow, my
required.
feet.
I will say, one part of that article that I thought was incredibly astute was this specific section. Quote, "What's particularly confusing about Netflix Kids is the subset doesn't seem to be competing with their fellow streaming services at all, but rather are unintentionally taking a decade step back and airing knockoff versions of what you'd catch on Disney Channel or even Nickelodeon, circa 2005. Very true. That is exactly the vibe. And I do think we need to unpack what is so problematic about certain kids' sitcoms so we can leave that in the past. But I will say, on the other hand, we also have to see why people are over-the-top energy. There's a kooky set. It's camping. How do we harness this chaotic, cartoon-like energy? The dismissal of this show's strengths is what had me rolling my eyes a bit. The article went on to praise the pilot movie A History of Radness, but that has a completely different vibe. That would be like comparing Big Time Rush to I don't know, Modern Family or Friends. They're all silly, but the over-the-topness of the ladders is way more rooted in reality. Completely refusing to acknowledge what makes certain shows appealing will not serve your argument. And I do understand that some people say I'm too optimistic. You got me. I see the glass as half full, but I also see it as half empty, and I'm just trying to figure out how we can fill this damn cup already. I want a full glass. Here's the best part. We can still have characters act like assholes. We just need consequences. Especially for shows appealing to this age group. Because yes, not all shows need lessons, but if you're going to have social commentary, finish what you started. And don't turn the person being shat on into the punchline. Redirect the stream of shade. Piper giving a death glare to Bowie is not enough. In season 1, episode 14, we hear how Bowie hid recording devices everywhere, and he uses recordings of Geneva to contact her acting agent to get a video of her in a bikini. Awful. Terrible. It's even worse. After they realize the footage is of her as a toddler, they still don't give up, putting an age-up filter on the video. Unfortunately, they prophesized what Grok is used for, and now I just feel sad and sick to my stomach. In the season 2 episode Greedy Pig, Bowie makes fake issues of Ditz magazine to get Geneva to go out with him. Luckily, Aster keeps adding typos, making Bowie look ridiculous, and also getting this crapanova to injure himself. So as much as Aster is helping, he's also not telling Geneva the truth about Bowie trying to trick her into dating him. Luckily, Piper steps in, and this is the first and I think only time there's any solidarity between these girls. Usually they're pit against each other, like in the season 2 episode Cardboard Box, where everyone likes Geneva's songs more than Piper, even though Piper is the one that started the band. We thought we'd get a happy ending because Geneva agreed to perform Piper's song, but everyone in the audience booed. Similarly, in season 3, episode 10, Piper and Geneva start a podcast together, and at first, Piper is the fan favorite. But the moment they added video and the fans saw Geneva, they didn't care about Piper anymore. Such a stale trope. My God. I thought by season 3 they'd finally subvert it, but if there's one thing about this show, they love beating a dead horse. There's always 12 bits repeated 20 times every episode. If you're really feeling generous, you can interpret this as them trying to show off how unfair pretty privilege is, but that's a stretch. This show is all about punchlines, emphasis on the punch. Because it hurts.
I'm P. Everett Knick-Knack. The P stands for
Unethical business practices.
Secret concert on the company roof, the Cupid arrow drugging, all the stalking throughout the show, all the sexism, and the many deadly toys. An example of which are the Rainbow Bunnies. In that episode, they need to find a way to advertise them since they ordered too many. They need to make a viral commercial. This famous actor, Chase Runner, already turned them down. So now the group is trying to trick Chase into saying the lines on camera. A nasty scheme. Luckily for them, Chase is a huge fan of these Rainbow Rabbit toys, so he ends up agreeing to be in the commercial after all. In episode 11, it's revealed they never pulled the teeny toddler chemistry set from the shelves. When they knew, it blew up houses. Huge oversight. While Jarvis is working towards making things right for this kid who said his house blew up, Bowie suggests flat out killing kids who threaten their company.
I see what you're saying. You want me to go to the store, buy one, and throw it at the kids so our little legal problem goes away.
This show was rated Y on Netflix.
I think he's the most morally corrupt character in this entire show, and TikTok baby girlified him. I don't get it. I know his traumatic backstory can be an explanation, but it is not an excuse.
Then you just need him to say, I love you. How am I supposed to get him to say that? I can't even get my mother to say it. Like the time my mother said the whole family was going on vacation, but I couldn't come.
Well, that certainly qualifies as bad news.
My mother said that was the good news. I'm starting
physical action. They just said, "Get out of here." That was mean. I didn't like that. One of the chemistry sets they pulled off the shelves blew up in Bowie's face, and the episode ends with the cliffhanger that Bowie sued Jarvis and won. Now Bowie owns the company. In the episode Moose Trap, Bowie sticks all of his employees in stuffy suits and cubicles. This guy is even more twisted and evil than I thought.
These are the real superheroes. Fortune 500 CEOs. What company does she run? She doesn't. She's his second wife.
I can excuse murder, but I draw the line at de-whimsifying knick-knack toys. Also, more importantly, the working conditions are shit. They have to pay to sit down or these chairs eject them. Bowie fires Jarvis over nothing just because he was power tripping, and Jarvis tries to convince Bowie to let him to stay by doing this.
There must be some way we can work this out. Oopsie.
Candace as Bupkis did the same
Hi,
thing.
Mama.
It's even worse because she's a whole ass adult. Jail now. What the fuck is this show on? Anyway, in the end,
Whatever Canadians are doing up there, maybe they got good weed.
the old lady thing is just a funny nod to the fact that Candace is Bupkis. She did the same plan that Jarvis did.
Care.
What will they do under the new leadership? It seems like Knick-Knack Toys is becoming a monopoly. Not just for toys, but they are dabbling in other industries as well. We see Knick-Knack books. And in the commercial at the end of the episode Pop Superstar, we see Caden Clark, and his album is produced under Knick-Knack Records. Knick-Knack also dabbles in politics. In the season 1 episode Bomb, the sentient bouncy ball Boing is accused of trying to assassinate the president.
When did it get down to 20%?
Written on Boing the Ball, who is a much bigger character than I thought he'd be. Bowie is hiding in plain sight. He's also pretending to be an old lady like Bupkis. We get probably the funniest joke in the whole series. Take a look. The image of a bunch of Secret Service agents jumping into a ball pit tickles me so much. If I remember only one thing from the show, it will be that. In the same episode, Candace pushes someone off the roof, and it's revealed that the president only wants to use this bouncy technology to make bombs. When he was tricking these kids into thinking they were making bouncy pies. I'm not even joking.
Oh, these aren't homemade.
They were made in a factory. A bomb factory. They're bombs.
The episode was the campaign ad propping up Boing as the next candidate for president. Knick-Knack
What?
Toys invented a president. In season 2, episode 6, we hear all about Knick-Knack's discontinued toys. As you can imagine, it takes a lot for a toy to be rejected from literal hell. One is an atomic energy lab. Another is juggling axes. And most interestingly, Fishy Friends Instapet, packaged to look like harmless sea monkeys, when in actuality...
Oh wait, isn't it in there like Sona?
the Black Lagoon
It what? Oh yeah, there they are. Yeah. Is it charged enough?
SCP-like
Okay, good.
abominations. Like in episode 10 of season 2, we see Kooky Dough, an alive purple blob that eats, and it grows so large, it tries to consume the whole Knick-Knack building. In the series finale, we hear that Bowie is trying to genetically alter a rabbit, and his first attempt turned into this nightmare creature that I think is a reference to this notorious internet Easter rabbit. In the season 2 episode Flirt, Aster is a doll landlord. That's right, instead of doll houses, he created doll apartments, where he is charging kids rent. This show makes the concept sound ridiculous, and it is, which is why it's such a good critique of capitalism. This shit kinda happens in real life. Think of how many products have turned into a subscription service, being charged monthly, because companies don't want us to own anything.
I didn't expect this commentary video to get so political.
It's a super effective parody.
Nice.
It points out the absurdity and greed that we're already dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Is this show growing conglomerate. We see Candace Wheeler's Knick Knack Foods. In the season 2 finale, Knick Knack is selling perfume. Too many markets. They're becoming Amazon. And it isn't just the consumers that are being screwed over. In the episode Littlefoot, we see how far Jarvis and Bowie go to exploit their fellow co-worker and friend. Littlefoot is not a tragic animated dinosaur like in our world, but instead it's just a tinier Bigfoot. To sell more dolls of Littlefoot, they upload footage of Aster in this costume without him knowing. And to get him to do more specific things in this specific outfit, they steal the rest of his clothes, lock him out of the company building, starve him, and make the roller coaster roll over his foot so he howls. The one silver lining, this is probably Geneva's best episode. She helps Aster get revenge in the end. I thought that was pretty sweet. In the episode Rocket with a Pocket, Knick Knack gives kids the power to launch whatever they want into space. But they didn't pre-approve the choices, so this kid sends their baby sibling into space. They get the baby back to Earth, but they most likely don't disclose to the parents what happened. Now let's finally discuss the series finale, / our ship becoming canon, / Candace's Bob Kiss / Zendaya is Michi. The series finale is kind of a
Damn, I'm bad at this.
It resolves the longest ongoing conflict, which is Piper and Jarvis's will they, when will they? For a lot of people who watched the series on Netflix, they didn't know about the existence of a season 3.
No, because they put it on
There
YouTube.
are a lot of people out there that watched the show that don't know that Jarvis and Piper ended up getting together. In the penultimate episode, Captain Indestructible, Jarvis gave up his life savings and his dream of being in his favorite superhero movie so he can help Piper accomplish her dream. When she hears this, she kisses him. Now they're officially official.
That only took 3 seasons.
To a lot of people. Let me just read you some of these comments. Oh my gosh, they kissed. I'm gonna cry. That moment we've all been waiting for. They finally got together. All the efforts paid off. Let's go. Finally. This was the one thing I was waiting for in the show. Are we gonna ignore that Jarvis and Piper kissed? And Jarvis is literally my crush. I'm so jealous right now, LMAO. I really thought Jarvis would get with me in the finale.
I thought he would get with me in the finale.
27, so I don't really care. I would have 10 years ago when the show was airing. Oh my god, they would have been OTP goals. But now that I'm an adult, that was a tumultuous journey that was not worth it. Let's talk about the rest of the finale. Knox gets to be an action star as Jarvis's favorite superhero, and the big cliffhanger of the second to last episode is Piper gets offered a record deal and a touring deal, but the tour would last 2 whole years. That is ridiculously long. And right after her and Jarvis finally got together, what will she choose? In the series
The
finale,
company, obviously.
should I stay or should I go? And they have this talk, terribly green screened on the Knick Knack rooftop sign. So many people have fallen off this roof. I would not be on top of there. Jarvis decides he wants to go on tour with Piper, and the talent agent agrees that they should perform as a duo. How are they already this codependent? They've only been dating for a day. Piper realizes the talent agent doesn't know what he's doing when she sees him sign everyone. And then the talent agent flat out admits, yeah, I don't really know who has talent and who doesn't. I'm just playing a numbers game. Like, one of these people is bound to make it, right? Piper is devastated, so naturally, Jarvis starts a talent agency and leaves the toy business behind. All of this to represent Piper. It just feels like they are moving at high speed.
He is love bombing her.
Don't get me wrong. All of their friends / coworkers conveniently have jobs lined up, and I suppose this is the most official way the series can end. After 3 years, they're all moving on, like everyone moving out of that friend's apartment or whatever. But here's where things get weird. Jarvis gives the company back to Candace, who all the kids knew was Bupkis the whole time. Now, honestly, I believe it for most of these characters. They all had moments where it seemed like they kinda knew, improvising queen. Yes, ending whatever these kids do, and joining them in their plans and schemes without question. She
Changing how you shop.
You okay?
It's different, but you'll love it.
Like how it's smaller to cut overhead costs.
Oops, did I forget to put the purple on his face?
Save your money. It's an Aldi thing.
How did I forget the yellow? Oh my gosh, I have to go back. I forgot the yellow, I forgot the green, I forgot everything over here.
Not today, sweatpants. Somebody's wearing jeans that fit.
Wow. No photos, please. I'm just a regular dad.
Just share your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized
Oops.
right to your door. Stitch Fix. Get started today.
Nice.
With millions of listings on apartments.com
And homes.com.
you're going to find virtually any place you can live.
It'd be quicker to list the places you can't, like.
A bungalow atop Old Bay.
She was so deep undercover, Mrs. Bupkis became part of her. They wrote Candace's character development pretty well. I was especially surprised when she adopted her daughter Adelaide in the season 2 episode Schnorfs. Those two would evilly laugh together and scheme, and even though Adelaide was only seen in 3 episodes, I felt like it was a nice full circle moment for the villain who hates kids to adopt a kid who also hates kids. They were cute. I actually really liked this stuff.
Oh, I forgot the eyebrows.
Finale, I'm just gonna say it, that group hug didn't feel earned. Yeah, they're all friends, I guess. And yeah, I guess 3 years is a long time for a kid to run a company, but Jarvis could have had job security for life. Giving up the company in the end really pissed me off. The only thing that made this finale even more nuts is Boing being a pop star singing the theme song at the end. It made me sigh. A long, confused sigh. The verdict, Gapple. I really feel like in my heart of hearts, there is a place for this camp. I know I keep talking about the set, but the over-the-top circumstances that led to an unlikely kid boss. The show had a lot going for it, but it was also very cringe. Only 30% of the jokes actually landed, and I swear to God, it's not because I'm out of the demographic, it's because they just weren't funny. Not to mention that I needed a whole section dedicated to sexism. That could have been twice as long if I covered all the times Candace was called ugly due to her age and also her manliness. The line between camp and cringe is a thin one, and I toe that line every day, so I'm kind of an expert. Let me know what you thought about this show in a comment below.
Did she do one on Bunked? I hope she did. Ugh.
I can't believe it's time.
Jackson Rarity, what are you talking about? No! At least freaking Twilight and Thomas the Tank Engine makes some sense. No!
Was just kidding. Come on. Come on. You guys know I was just kidding, right?
You know, you really shouldn't say that.
I'm trying to go back because I just know that I can't use my voice to type in Bunked the way that the show is spelt. I miss Bugga, but at least I can talk. I ran into their ex on the internet twice. It's so funny. I commented on his post because he was like, guys, there's 14 seasons of Bunked? I remember when it was only 6, and even 6 wasn't too much. I love Tessa. She's such a good actress. I could watch the first episode of Liv and Maddie. Wait a minute! I have Disney Plus. What am I doing? I'm gonna go watch Jessie. Hey, Jessie. Ooh. Jessie is so camp. The frustrating part is that I wish I could watch Game Shakers just to see how quickly it devolved, because Game Shakers was a mess. Let me let you charge while I find this. Is that Hugh Jackman? Of course. Of course. Why is the Book of Life on Disney Plus? I don't know. Man, I loved Xander. He was so... That's the best way to describe someone's attractiveness. Just... Yeah, he... I really feel bad for his actor, though. The fact that he was depressed on set... Anyways. Hey, just say... Aw, they have Jessica's Big World on here because of the Hulu subscription. I feel like there was an episode that was missing. Alright, I forgot the Jonas Kids had their own thing. Okay, let me just say something. Jessica's Big World, the Jonas Brothers, Girls Meet World, Andy Mack, New Girl, Hannah Montana, and Lizzie McGuire have nothing to do with Jessie. Realistically, they should have put all the other family comedy TV shows, like Good Luck Charlie. They used to recommend Good Luck Charlie. I don't know what is happening. Anyways, Jessie, please, just give me my cinema. Do-do-do-do-do.
So then my dad, who's in the Marine Corps, practically blew his flat top when I told him I was moving to New York. But he chilled when I told him I had a great job.
Do you know where I find great job? I've watched this episode so many times, I have a problem. Somebody needs a little time. The way that they depicted Texas. Someone must have stolen it. So they can pay you in exhausting breath mints. You better be glad you didn't get mugged. Well, I mean, you stiffed a taxi. You must be a really bad tipper. I'm Jessie, and I'm assuming this is yours. Thank you, sweetie. That's just my slingshot. She doesn't know it's a bra. Bye, Nanny. Whatever your name was.
Hey, Jessie, you want to be my new nanny?
Oh, thank you, sweetie, but I didn't come all the way from Fort Hood in Texas to be a babysitter. I came to New York to follow my dreams, because this is what dreams
Come true.
Yeah, right.
First of all, that's California.
I like my grilled cheese cut in triangles and my tutu starch.
Oh. Hey, Jessie. Hey, Jessie. It feels like a party every day. Hey, Jessie. I might actually get copyrighted. But they keep on pulling me every which way. Hey, Jessie. Hey, Jessie. My whole world is changing, turning around. They got me going crazy. Yeah, they shaking the ground. But they took a chance on the new girl in town. And I don't want to let them down. Hey, Jessie. Ooh. Hey, Jessie. Ooh. It feels like a party every day. Hey, Jessie. And I just avoided getting copyrighted. Because if they copyright me singing, that's stupid because I'm not even close to being accurate.
This is like the Astrodome, but with better furniture.
It's weird hearing Texas references in a TV show. First of all, the Astrodome isn't as nice as they're trying to make it out to be. This is like the Astrodome, but with better furniture. No, it's not. The Astrodome is nothing like a penthouse. Nanny in the street. Can't we keep her? Poop on the floor is fine with me. Questions? Do you poop on the floor? No. You're Congratulations, you made the first cut.
Wait here, the parents will be home soon to interview you.
All this, and all I have to do is take care of one cute little girl.
No.
Look! Give me back my moon! No way! I need
I'm doing this other system. I'll show you, Moon. Cameron. Anyways.
Please tell me those kids are in the wrong apartment.
No.
Those are my brothers
And sister.
Or as I call them, the nanny killers.
Look, Emma,
There's never the answer. Heck with non-violence. I am on you like stripes on a tiger. He barely grabbed her. Make me brownies. I'm the good child. Make me brownies.
Release! Release! Usually works with the dogs back home. Hello, I'm Luke.
Luke. And you are way older than you.
Way too old for you.
I can't believe I missed that.
This in front of your parents?
No, of course they don't.
sometimes, but they never come up for air long enough to notice.
Their parents are Morgan and Christina Ross, the famous movie director and supermodel turned business mogul.
No, they're sheep farmers.
I can't believe I forgot to quote that. No wonder why these kids suck as an Oprah.
This is Jessie. I want her to
Wanna be our new nanny.
So do I.
Luke, she's too old for you.
Did she say anything before she left? She said you'd be hearing from her lawyer.
Lawyers? That's not good. And then she said,
Who wants to see the cool toy that George Lucas gave me?
lightsaber.
Is that a real lightsaber?
Of course not. It's just a prop.
And then it slices through something.
Oh, maybe we better go let that Ewok out of the toy chest. Let's go.
Emma, how's your science fair project coming? I don't care what those judges said last year. I loved your glitter volcano.
How fabulous! Thanks, Mom. This year's gonna be even better. I got a clipboard and everything. I'm gonna be super sciencey.
Aw, I love how they have pictures of the actors, like childhood photos on the walls.
Science fair, but first we have to fly to the set of Galactopus 2. I loved the original Galactopus. It is the best giant radioactive space octopus movie of all time. Well, according to our security team, you're a straight A student, a universal blood donor, which could come in handy with our kids. And you have a squeaky clean record. Except for once in third grade, you went to the bathroom without a hall pass.
If you tasted that cafeteria food, you'd completely understand. Armadillo does not go down easy.
Again, Texas isn't as bad as they think it is.
What you doing? Just getting a read on you.
I've made a fortune trusting my instincts. That and slapped my name on everything from sunglasses to cat food. You're hired.
Really? Thank you. Oh, hey, Mom. Can I take the new nanny?
No. Let me think about it. No.
Well,
Forbidden from the beginning, I saw her up there. No, not the same situation. Not even close. That would be grooming, no. I just wanted to quote the song because I'm funny like that.
Hey, babe. Ready for our date?
Babe is crazy.
We don't have a date. But I instructed Bertram to make us buff bourguignon.
With extra buff. What you
told your buff. From now on,
Oops.
we are all going to have dinner together. Hey, as a family. Ew, no, I can't eat and look at Luke at the same time. And Jessie,
2-year-old. Don't you think having a bunch of kids is gonna kill our mood?
I'm already eating dinner with my friend Millie the mermaid.
Zuri has imaginary friends. Well, I like my friends real. Especially my
Lady friends. The way she pushed him.
Well, if Millie can flop downstairs, she is welcome to come eat with us.
Thank you, but she won't do that. Luke makes her uncomfortable.
What did you do to her?
Robbie, time for dinner. I wouldn't go in there if I were you. What? Is there gonna be some imaginary monster behind the door?
No, there's a real one though.
That's Mr. Kipling. Yeah, Robbie's giant razor-toothed lizard.
I'm not allowed to have a pony? That is cold.
Forbidden from the beginning, I saw her up there. Oh, I couldn't have her way out of my league. Standing. How many hours have I been doing this? Because I got home at like, what, 2? I've been live streaming for way too long. I gotta end this soon.
So, this is nice. Would anyone like to share about their day? I guess that's a no.
I guess that's a
Can I
no.
go upstairs and finish my science project? Okay, fine.
I must leave too. When Mr. Kipling is alone, he gets scared.
Of what? I'm out too. This date was a total waste of clean underwear.
Ew.
Damn, and go do your homework. You're not the boss of me. Actually, I kind of am.
Oh, someone's about to flip a table.
And you know what, babe? That doesn't work for me. In fact, that's it. This relationship is over.
There was no relationship.
And to think,
It had all this. Man, I know this show too well.
it's delusional. Look who I'm talking to. A girl who thinks mermaids are real. No. I meant
Millie the mermaid is real.
No, sorry. No.
Last time I picked an Annie up out of the gutter.
All right. They're not responding.
Okay, I made everyone cookies.
And where did everyone go?
Don't know, don't care. I think they might have.
Gentleman's Quarterly. What?
Why did you think that?
This note I found.
We're running away because we hate you. All right. I am going to end this live stream because, ow, my fingers hurt and I've been streaming for a ridiculous amount of time. I made 4 drawings today. That's not bad. It's actually pretty good. Yeah.